tackle, Marv T., 6'5", 222, a senior from Youngstown, Ohio, a 3-year letterman. At left guard, Jim Kriegel, a junior from Toledo, Ohio. Kriegel is 6'2", 237. The center, Steve Luke, a sophomore from Massillon, Ohio, 6'2", and 194. The right guard, Chuck Bonica, 6'3", 256, and a senior from Waltham, Massachusetts. First team All-Big Ten, Chuck Bonica. The right tackle, an All-American, John Hicks. Big guy out of Cleveland, Ohio, a junior, 6'3", 254. And the split in for the Buckeyes, Mike Bartosik from Erie, Pennsylvania, 6'4", 209, and a sophomore. The starting quarterback for Ohio State will be Greg Hare from Cumberland, Maryland. Hare is 6'3", 198, a junior. The fullback will be Champ Henson from Asheville, Ohio. He scored 20 touchdowns this past season, all by rushing to lead the nation in scoring. Henson is 6'4", 224, and a sophomore. The left half will be the sensational freshman Archie Griffin from Columbus, Ohio. Griffin is 5'10", 185, just an 18-year-old freshman. And the right half, the offensive captain for the Buckeyes, Rick Galbos from Mentor, Ohio, an even 6', 208, and a senior. The co-captain for Ohio State, Rick Galbos, the halfback, and George Hazenall, the defensive tackle. The USC co-captains today, Sam Cunningham, the fullback, and John Grant, the defensive tackle. On offense, the Trojans of Southern California will start this way. At tight end, All-American Charles Young, 6'4", 228, a senior from Fresno. The left tackle, Steve Riley, a junior from Chula Vista, California. Riley at 6'4", 261. The left guard, Alan Graff, a 6'2", 243-pound senior from San Fernando. At center, Dave Brown from Glendale. Brown is 6 feet, 230 pounds, and a senior. The right guard for Southern California, Mike Ryan from San Francisco. Ryan is 6'2", 252, and a senior. The right tackle, All-America Pete Adams, a senior from San Diego. Adams at 6'4", 256. And the split end, Edessel Garrison, a 6 foot, 204-pound senior from Compton. The quarterback for the Trojans, Mike Ray, a 6'1", 190-pound senior from Lakewood. The fullback will be Sam Cunningham from Santa Barbara, 6'3", 218, and a senior. The tailback, the outstanding sophomore, Anthony Davis, 5'9", 185, and the flanker back, Lynn Swan, a junior from Foster City, 6 feet and 180. So there you have the starting lineups for both teams. We'll be back for the opening kickoff in 1 minute.
Bunker Ramo wants you to think about education. We all want to improve the quality of education and the educational opportunities in America, but we've learned the hard way it's more than a matter of money. In fact, some claim the huge expenditures of money on educational facilities have actually reduced the quality of education received by the individual student. Bunker Ramo isn't in the education business, but we are in business in America. And our future depends on the same things as yours. Bunker Ramo wants you to think about the serious problems we all face. That way, we're sure the answers will be in everyone's best interest. Bunker Ramo manufactures electronic components and systems, as well as knitted deep pile batteries. For a free booklet about the education challenge and other important questions, write Bunker Ramo, Oak Brook, Illinois. That's Bunker Ramo, Oak Brook, Illinois, 60521.
Referee from the Pac-8 Conference, Dave Kamensky. The umpire from the Big Ten, Vic Vukovic. The head linesman is Tom Cross. The line judge, Bob Fallon. The field judge, Bob Broadbeck. And the back judge, Jake Light. The Ohio State Buckeyes are on the field, and so are the Southern California Trojans. SC will be attired in their cardinal and gold uniforms, the cardinal jerseys with the gold numerals, and the bright gold football pants. Ohio State in the white jerseys, gray pants, and the red numerals with the red stripe down the middle. Now let's go down on the field and listen in as the referee, Dave Kamensky, talks with the co-captains as they get ready for the opening kickoff of this game today.
Number 70 is George Osnall. Number 74 is John Hicks. And 33 is Rick Galbo. Gentlemen, our officiating crew today. Our line judge is Bob Fallon. Our back judge is Jake Light. The umpire is Victor Wukowitz. And our field judge is Bob Broadbeck. Our head linesman is Tom Cross. Our alternate official is Jack Roberts. Ohio State will call the coin toss, and I'll toss it and catch it. You'll call it while it's in the air. Here we go. Tails. We call tails. It is tails. You have won the toss. Kick, receive. You want the ball. Off in which direction, man?
Well, you just heard it as we switched down on the field. The umpire and the referee, Dave Kamenski, and the umpire, Vic Lukovich. Ohio State has won the toss, and Ohio State will receive. So Ohio State will receive. Southern California will kick off to the Buckeyes. We pause now 10 seconds for station identification.
This is WMAQ, NBC in Chicago. 28 degrees at Midway. The wind out of the west at 15 miles an hour. It's 4:01. Now back to the Rose Bowl.
And now it is my pleasure to introduce to the other microphone the man who will bring you the play-by-play in the first half. He has been at Ohio State longer than Woody Hayes. This is his 23rd season of broadcasting Ohio State football. The voice of the Buckeyes, Marv Homan.
Well, thank you very much, Mike. And so the action is about to begin here at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. The temperature was 62 degrees as we approach kickoff time. A strong wind is blowing out of the north. It was 15 miles per hour, and it can gust up to as high as 25 to 30. The toss of the coin has been made. Ohio State, the visiting team, won the toss, elected to receive. Southern California will be defending the south goal. Ohio State defending the north goal. So here in this, the first period, Ohio State will be both receiving and having the benefit of the wind. Southern California prepares to kick off as they tee the ball up at the west hash mark at the 40-yard line. Ohio State aligns itself to receive the kick with Holy Cross and Griffin, the deep men, for Ohio State. Southern Cal, in the red jerseys, prepares to kick off. There is the run forward. There's the boot. It carries downfield, and it'll be taken at the 15-yard line, returned to the 20, to the 25 by Baschnagel, and he's hit it about the 28-yard line. So Brian Baschnagel returns the kick back to about the 28-yard line. A 12-yard run back by Baschnagel, taking it at his own 16 and returning it to the 28. So now the first play from scrimmage. Ohio State's ball, 1st and 10 at the Buckeye 28. Buckeyes swing out of the huddle into a straight T formation with the backs in close and the ends tight. Hare with the ball on the option play, keeps the ball, going to get one behind the line of scrimmage and thrown down back at the 25-yard line by Jim Sims, defensive right end of SC. An option play, a little slow to develop. Hare wanted to pitch the ball off and could not do so as Sims kept the pressure on him and threw him down back at the 26. So there'll be a loss of 2 yards on the play, 2nd down and 12 to go. First play from scrimmage, Ohio tries a down-the-line option, and they lost 2 yards. Again, it's the straight T. Greg Hare looks over the defense, gets the ball, gives off on the counter play to Archie Griffin, and he gets about, perhaps 2 yards as he hits over right tackle. John Hicks was the lead blocker on the play, closed up very quickly by Monty Doris, the middle linebacker in Southern Cal's 5-man defensive line. They're going to mark the ball at about the 27-yard line, so it's a pickup of perhaps a yard. It'll be 2nd down now, and 3rd and 11. Line of scrimmage, the 27. Tim Holycross reports in at the right half spot as Ohio opens the right side now with Holycross and Galbos. The remaining backs are in an I. Five-man defensive line for SC. Hare with the ball, gives off to Griffin. Griffin runs off right tackle, gets inside the 30, gets to the 32, and is cut down by Charles Anthony. The left side linebacker for SC, and Ohio State runs out of downs and faces a kicking situation.
Defense for Southern California, it's Dale Mitchell, John Grant, Jeff Winans, and James Sims up front. The linebackers, Anthony and Wood. Defensive back, Steve Fate, Charles Hinton, Eddie Johnson, and Artemis Parker.
All right, back to kick now is Gary Lago of Ohio State. 4th down and 6. Gets a good pass from center. Not much of a rush. A high floating kick going downfield. Backing up, fumbling the ball. It goes out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. It appeared that Charles Hinton tried to field the ball, backing up, and the wind kind of caught it, and the ball eluded Hinton and went out of bounds at the Southern Cal 15-yard line. So the Trojans have lost some field position here. They'll get it 1st and 10. 15-yard line. That was a 53-yard kick by Gary Lago. Incidentally, he had an 80-yard kick earlier in the season. So SC has the ball now with Ray, Davis, Cunningham, and Swan in the SC backfield. Out of the huddle comes Southern Cal. Wide to the right goes Edesso Garrison. They're in a power I to the left. Ray calling signals. Now Swan starts in motion to the right. The give is to Davis. Davis is hit at the line of scrimmage and knocked down. No gain as Ohio got a strong charge from the left side of the line. Davis, the ball carrier. Cut down by Rick Middleton, the short side linebacker of Ohio State. The ball is still at the 15-yard line. Let's call it 2nd down and 10 to go. It's just a little bit beyond the 15-yard line. 2nd and 10, SC's ball, the line of scrimmage, their own 15-yard line. Now Southern Cal sets 2 receivers wide to the right, Swan and Garrison. Ray, looking over a basic 5-man defense, gets the ball, hands off to Davis. Davis gets 5, gets 10, goes to the 25-yard line and is brought down, and he appears to have a 1st down as Rich Parsons comes up from the safety position to make the tackle. It'll be very close to a 1st down. They're sighting it across the way. Our vantage point would indicate that it is a 1st down, but let's wait for the measurement. They're bringing the chains in from the east sideline to see whether or not Davis has the yardage, and he does. So it's a 1st down for Southern Cal, and that's the first down of the game. Southern Cal, one of the highest scoring football teams in the nation, averaging 38 6/10 points per game. Defensively, the Trojans have given up just 10.6 points per contest. Southern Cal with an 11-0 record against Ohio State, 9-1. 1st and 10 now for SC. The line of scrimmage, the 25. Ray with the ball, gives off to Davis, is hit behind the line of scrimmage and knocked down. They may mark at the 24. Gradishar got a good strong charge from the outside linebacking spot, got some penetration and caught Davis there at the 24-yard line, and it is a loss of 1. So it'll be 2nd down and 11 as Anthony Davis loses a yard, and that won't happen very often. Davis, a sophomore, came into this game with a net gain of 1,034 yards on the ground and 16 touchdowns. All right, it's 2nd down and 11, Southern Cal's ball. The line of scrimmage, the SC 24-yard line. Ray looks over a 4-man line. A man starts in motion and contact is made. And the violation will be against Southern California for illegal procedure. That's the first penalty of the game, a 5-yard step off against Southern Cal for illegal procedure. The down, of course, will remain the same. Now it will be some 16 yards to go for a 1st down. Back at the 19-yard line. Wide to the left is McKay now. J.K. McKay. Wide to the left, single coverage on him. Swan starts in motion, back to passes Hayden, the rush is on, the screen pass is thrown to the left of Davis, he's to the 20, the 25, and is wrestled to the ground about the 30-yard line. Southern Cal with a receiver wide to the right and a man in motion to the left ran a screen, threw it to Anthony Davis, and Davis picked up considerable yardage to the SC 30-yard line. But bear in mind, Southern Cal needed 16 yards for a first down. So this brings up a crucial third down situation and 6 yards to go for a first down. First quarter, no score. SC has the ball for the first time. Wide to the left is McKay. The backs are in a power I. Hayden calling signals, drops back to pass, has plenty of time, gets a good block there, is in trouble, throws a high lob pass up in the air, it's out of bounds, no good. Incomplete. Cunningham perhaps was the intended receiver. Ray was running around there, got initially some good protection, and then George Hazenall broke through from the defensive left tackle spot along with Shad Williams, and they put considerable pressure under Ray, and Ray just sort of looped it up in the air, although he got considerable distance, but it went out of bounds. It is now 4th and 6, a kicking situation. Ware is back to kick for Southern Cal. The line of scrimmage, the SC 30-yard line. A good pass from center, not much of a rush. Gets a high kick into the wind, and the wind just hangs it up there. The ball almost hit an Ohio State man. Rolls to the 40. Rolls dead at the Ohio State, about the 35 or 34-yard line. We'll wait for them to mark it. That was a 36-yard punt by Boulware. No return. And now there's a timeout on the field with a score: Southern Cal nothing, Ohio State nothing.
Look, you've got enough trouble, right? The last thing you need is car problems. So what are you doing about it? Are you taking your car in for regular checkups? When you need oil, do you make sure you ask for Pennzoil? If so, you're wise, because Pennzoil is made to protect your car's engine. It's refined from one of the richest, toughest oils on earth, pure Pennsylvania-grade crude oil. And Pennzoil contains its own fine additive, Z7, so you don't have to worry about whether you need an additive, let alone pay extra for one. So please, don't ask for trouble. Ask for Pennzoil, please.
If your car could talk, a lot. If your car could sing, a ling, and if your car could shout, a loud, it would please. Papa, for Pennzoil, please.
And now back at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Ohio State's ball for the second time today. 1st and 10, the line of scrimmage, the Buckeye 34. Ohio State's in an I formation. The I back is Archie Griffin. Hare with the ball, gives off to Griffin. Griffin hits up the middle and goes about 5 yards, perhaps 6, to the 40-yard line. He just followed the wedge blocking of center Steve Luke and guards Jim Kriegel and Chuck Bonica. The gain is out to the Buckeye 40, a pickup of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4 to go. Griffin now has carried 3 times for a net of 10 yards. Monty Doris, the middle guard of Southern Cal, and Jeff Winans, the right tackle, make the stop. It is 2nd and 4, the line of scrimmage, the Ohio State 40. First quarter, no score. Wide to the right is Bartosik of Ohio State. To give us to Griffin. He's to the 40, the 45, the 50. He's to the Southern Cal 49. First down, Ohio State. A good block thrown by Merv Teague on the left side there, got Griffin through. And so Ohio State gets a first down to the Southern Cal 49-yard line. That's the first down for Ohio State. Southern Cal also has one. So the Buckeyes have it 1st and 10 on the SC 49-yard line. Again, it's the I formation. 2 wide receivers to the right. The backs are in an I. Hare with the ball. Fakes, gives to Randy Keith. Keith to the 45, to the 41. Randy Keith, the ball carrier. And again, it was Jim Kriegel and Merv Teague leading the blocking. And the gain gets out to the Southern Cal 41-yard line. So the pickup on that particular play is about 8.5 yards, perhaps 9. Let's call it 2nd and 1. Line of scrimmage, the 41. Out over the ball is Steve Luke, the center, 194-pounder. Steve Myers, the regular Buckeye center, has been ruled out because of mononucleosis. Wide to the right is Bartosik to give us to Griffin. He's got a first down to the 35, to the 30. He's knocked down at the 30-yard line. Archie Griffin, the ball carrier, spun away from the Southern Cal tackler at the 35-yard line. And with that good body body balance, which he has, kept driving and moved it down to the SC 30-yard line. So this is the first real drive that either team has been able to sustain. Griffin now has 30 yards and 5 carries. 1st and 10, Ohio State. The Buckeyes have their second first down of the day. Wide to the right is Holy Cross of Ohio State. The backs are in an I. This time the ball is given to Keith. Keith slams off right tackle and gets very little yardage to about the 28. Randy Keith, the ball carrier. He tried to follow John Hicks and Chuck Bonica on the right side of the Ohio State line. Normally, they're two pretty good players to follow, but Winans and Anthony stopped that nicely for Southern California. Winans, the big 256-pound right tackle, and Anthony, the 235-pound linebacker. 2nd and 8, Ohio State's ball, the line of scrimmage, the Southern Cal 28-yard line. Again, the backs are in an I with 2 wide receivers. Hare giving off to Griffin. Griffin finds a little hole and gets to about the 25. Southern Cal closed that up quickly as Monty Doris hand-fought the interference and just stopped it. Got a good assist from John Grant, the outstanding left tackle for Southern Cal. So now it brings up a 3rd down situation for Ohio State and some 6 yards to go for a first down. 3rd and 6. Morris Bradshaw is in there at the split end spot for Ohio State now. Hare with the ball, gets it on the option play, pitches the ball back to Galbos. Galbos around the end is knocked out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. That will be close to a first down. We'll wait for the officials to spot the ball, and they're going to mark it at the 21, so evidently Galbos didn't quite get to the 20. It'll bring up a 4th down situation and a yard to go. 4th and 1. Bright, sunshiny, clear day here in Pasadena, but it is windy. 4th and 1. Crucial play. Line of scrimmage, the Southern Cal 21-yard line. Ohio State out of the huddle. Greg Hare looks over a tightened Southern Cal defense. Gives the ball off to Keith. Keith bucks to the 20 and is stopped, and I don't think he has it. Randy Keith, the ball carrier, big pile up there at around the 20-yard line. And it's and evidently no. He is not short of the first down. Now there's a timeout on the field with a score. Ohio State nothing, Southern Cal nothing.
This is Joe Garagio. Well, the bowl games are in full swing. And speaking of swing, you seen how those guys knock each other around? As soon as they leave the locker room, I bet they can't think of anything but getting some peace and quiet. I mean the kind of peace and quiet that starts when they get into the big Dodge and head home. You see, Dodge has always been known for its sure, stable ride. And Chrysler engineers have found a way to combine this stable ride with quiet. The result? Torsion Quiet Ride. This ride system uses torsion bars and symmetrically mounted leaf springs for control and stability. Then there's strategically located rubber isolators and plentiful amounts of sound-deadening material for a quiet ride. It makes the big Dodge one of the most quiet, stable cars Dodge has ever built. And it shows how extra care in engineering makes a difference in Dodge. Depend on it. See it today at your nearest Dodge dealers.
Now here's an announcement of interest to all you golf fans. Beginning next week and every week thereafter, Monitor will bring you progress reports on the PGA Golf Championships, starting with the Glenn Campbell Los Angeles Open. That'll be on Monitor and NBC Sports. 6:17 to play in the first quarter. No score, once again, Marv Homan.
All right, it's Southern Cal's ball, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line, having stopped a 46-yard Ohio State drive. Ray back to pass, throws it upfield. It's caught at the 38-yard line by Swan, and Swan is pulled out at the 39. The Ohio State pass defender fell down. Jeff Davis slipped and fell. Swan caught the ball, and then the tackle was made at the 39-yard line. A 19-yard pass completion from Mike Ray to Lynn Swan. So the Trojans get out of trouble quickly. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. That's the second Southern Cal first down of the game. Ohio State also has 2. Wide to the left is J.K. McKay. The give is to Davis. Davis is pulled down at the 41-yard line. Davis tries to run off his own right tackle and is tackled at the 41, a pickup of 2. The gain from the 39 to the 41.
Well, there's no question that so far in the game, Anthony Davis has been a marked man. But if they start to key on Davis, that could open it up for fullback Sam Cunningham or maybe set up the aerials of Mike Ray. We'll see. But certainly, Woody Hayes has the Buckeyes prepared for Anthony Davis.
Manfred Moore now checks in at fullback for SC. The backs are in an eye. The back to pass goes Hayden after faking to Davis. Hazenall chases him, and Ray is knocked out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Running for the far sideline as Shad Williams and George Hazenall were putting on the pressure. Ray eluded Hazenall, but he could not get away from Williams. They're going to mark it out of bounds at the Southern Cal 42-yard line, so it brings up a 3rd and 8 situation. We're playing in the first quarter. 5 minutes and 13 seconds remain. No score. Ohio State penetrated to the Southern Cal 20-yard line and lost the ball on downs. 3rd and 8. Southern Cal's ball. Back to passes. Ray gets beautiful protection. Now throws it upfield. It's caught. And Moore fumbles the ball out of bounds. They're going to mark it at about the 48-yard line, and that will be very close to a first down. They swung Moore out of the backfield. He caught the ball in the right flat, eluded a tackler, got about 3 additional yards, and now they're going to mark it at the 48-yard line, so it is short of a first down by about a yard. It is 4th and 1. The line of scrimmage, the Southern Cal 49-yard line. The Trojans must get to the 50 for a first down. Southern Cal is going to go for it. 4th and 1 at the SC 49-yard line. The ball is given to Davis. Davis goes over the top, gets a first down, crosses the 50, goes to the Buckeye 49. First down, Southern Cal. Cunningham it was, carried the ball. Sam Cunningham goes up over the top and crosses the 50 and goes to the Ohio State 48-yard line. That's the 3rd Southern Cal first down of the game now, and now the Trojans are in Ohio State territory. Back to pass, goes Ray, throws the bomb downfield, it is incomplete, and a flag is down. Flag is down back at the line of scrimmage. I think I saw a flag. Long bomb there to Lynn Swan. The illegal procedure is going to be called against Southern California. Ohio State will have the option to take the penalty or the play. And the Buckeyes decline the penalty, they'll take the play. So it is 2nd and 10. On the incompleted pass, Ray to Swan. And Ray really threw that football, and he threw it into the wind. 2nd and 10, the line of scrimmage, the Ohio State 48. First quarter, no score. 4 minutes and 45 seconds left. Wide to the left is Garrison. Single coverage on him. Boulware starts in motion. The pitch out goes to Davis. Davis around the end, gets a first down, stays on his feet to the 40, to 35, and he's out of bounds at the Buckeye 33. Fine run by Anthony Davis. Some effective blocking over there by Southern Cal right up the eastern sideline. A 15-yard run by Davis, and Southern Cal keeps that drive going. They have it to the Ohio State 33-yard line where it is 1st and 10, and that's the 4th SC first down of the game. Now Southern Cal is on the march. Wide to the left is Boulware. To the right is McKay. Ray calling signals, gets the ball, drops back to pass, has time, throws one upfield, it is incomplete. Incomplete. The intended receiver was Dave Boulware, who was the right flanker, had gone downfield to the 22-yard line, and it was thrown a little bit too high, incomplete. Jeff Davis, the defender on the play. This drive started at the Southern Cal 20-yard line, and Mike Ray in this drive, or rather a cumulative total, has 3 pass completions in 6 attempts for 36 yards. All right, it's 2nd and 10. Line of scrimmage, the Buckeye 33. Swan sets in the slot to the right. The pitch out goes to Davis. Davis to the right is knocked out of bounds around the 30-yard line. Davis hits very quickly, and he might be inside the 30. I believe he is. Yes, they're going to mark it to 28. Anthony Davis, the ball carrier. There is a Jeff Davis for Ohio State. Anthony Davis now has carried 6 times for a total of 29 yards.
And Anthony Davis wears uniform number 28, and it was worn a couple of seasons ago by Clarence Davis, who is now with the Oakland Raiders doing such a fine job.
And now there's a timeout on the field with the scores. Southern Cal, nothing. Ohio State, nothing. We'll keep them.
Give your hand to a friend. Give your heart to your love. But if you call, shoot to contact. Give your call to contact.
What sneezes a lot, has a runny nose, big red eyes, and is getting all stuffed up with congestion? Give up? It's you. You've got a cold coming on. But don't give up. Give your cold to Contact early. The 600 tiny time pills in each capsule can help relieve your sneezing, runny nose, your congestion up to 12 hours. And Contact is not limited to nighttime colds, so we can help you feel better today, rest better tonight, and feel better tomorrow. Take Contact early. That's early cold care. Give your cold to Contact.
Give your hand to a friend. Give your heart to your love. But take your cold to Contact.
Number 1 in the whole world.
4th and 3 now for Southern Cal. The line of scrimmage, the Ohio State 25-yard line. Back to pass goes Ray as Rice throws under pressure. Incomplete. The pressure was on as Cusick put a strong charge in along with Vandy Cree of Ohio State, and Ray overthrew his intended receiver, J.K. McKay, at the 10-yard line. So Ohio State holds, and now the Buckeyes will be taking over.
Well, Marv, it appeared that McKay was open there at about the 10-yard line, but that Ohio State pressure, Ray just couldn't pick him up in time, and finally, when he did unleash the pass, it was high and over the head of young McKay.
Mike, that was a 55-yard drive for Southern Cal in 11 plays. And so the Buckeyes now, for the 3rd time today, will get possession of the football, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. We're playing in the first quarter. There is no score. Both Ohio State and Southern Cal were able to put together a drive. Ohio State lost the ball on the Southern Cal 20-yard line on a 4th and 1 situation, and then Southern Cal has just lost the ball at the Ohio State 25-yard line on downs.
Well, I'm sure I don't have to tell you about the terrible thing that happened down in Nicaragua right around Christmas time. Many thousands of families are homeless and hungry. CARE is there, delivering vital relief. Your help is needed now to feed, clothe, and house the earthquake victims. Please send your dollars to CARE. That's C-A-R-E, CARE, Nicaragua Earthquake Fund, Department 2, New York, 10016. 4 minutes and 22 seconds to go in the first quarter. No score. Back to Marv.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Buckeyes at their own 25-yard line. The give is to Griffin. Griffin goes about 5 yards to the 30-yard line. Archie Griffin, running off his own left guard, gets about 5. Getting up off the bottom of the pile is Jim Sims, along with Jeff Winans. Griffin now has carried 7 times for a net of 38 yards. Line of scrimmage, the Ohio State 30-yard line. It's 2nd down and 5. Time running out here in the first quarter, and no score. Hare looks over the defensive alignment for Southern Cal, gets the ball, gives it off to Randy Keith. Keith bucks into the middle, goes to about the 34-yard line. And now we pause 10 seconds for station identification.
WHO Des Moines broadcasting the Iowa State basketball game Tuesday night, starting at 7.
It is third down, about a half yard to go for Ohio State. The line of scrimmage, the 34.5-yard line. Straight T formation for the Buckeyes. The backs are in close, the ends are tight. Long count by Greg Hare. The ball still hasn't been snapped. The ball is given off to Henson. He's got a first down as he gets across the 35 to the 36. Winans and Anthony close it up quickly for Southern Cal, but not before Ohio State has a first down. That's the first carry for Henson today. And if you think that is odd, Henson has carried 186 times in 10 games. He is the leading carrier as far as Ohio State is concerned. First and 10 Buckeyes, line of scrimmage, the Ohio State 36. Wide to the right is Holy Cross. Hare looks over the defense, gets the ball, hands off to Griffin, fumble in the backfield. Southern Cal gets it. Steve Fate, the roverback, picked that ball off as the ball popped out of Griffin's arms, popped up in the air, and it was covered by Fate of Southern Cal. So the Trojans get a break here, recovering an Ohio State fumble on the Buckeye 38-yard line, and it's first and 10 for Southern Cal. That's the first turnover of the football game. And a Griffin fumble is recovered by Southern Cal at the Buckeye 38. All right, Southern Cal comes out of the huddle. Wide to the left is Garrison. Swan starts in motion to the right as they spread the defense. Back to pass goes Ray, throws it upfield. Beautiful catch there by Young, and he's knocked out of bounds. A dandy catch by Young. An All-American tight end for Southern Cal, and that was a dandy catch. Young came into this game with 23 receptions for 388 yards, and he hauled that one in nicely down to the 26-yard line. First down for Southern Cal. That's the fifth Southern Cal first down of the game. And now the Trojans have it at the Buckeye 26. Again, Swan goes in motion to the right. The pitch out goes to Davis. Davis to the right side is to the 10 and tackled at about the 8 or 7 yard line. An excellent run by Anthony Davis. The defense closed in around the 15-yard line, but then Davis eluded him, and a good downfield block by Alan Graff, the left guard, allowed Davis to get down to the 7, and Randy Gradishar makes the tackle for Ohio State. An 18-yard run by Anthony Davis. And that young man really turned on the Jets. The defense closed in on him around the 15, but he just kept going. So it's first and goal for Southern Cal. The line of scrimmage, the Buckeye 7. Pitch out to Davis. Davis is hit and collared back at the 10-yard line. A good, strong charge there by Pete Cusick. Cusick got him by one arm and threw him down. Back at the 10-yard line, a loss of 3. So it'll be second and 10 at the Buckeye 10-yard line. Sam Cunningham reports in at the fullback spot, and out goes Manfred Moore for SC. Line of scrimmage, the Buckeye 10. 1 minute and 39 seconds remain here in the first quarter. It is scoreless. Ray with the ball, back to pass, throws it in the flat. Caught, touchdown, Southern Cal. Lynn Swan caught it at about the 5-yard line and streaked into the end zone to score, and Southern Cal gets on the board. Ray to Lynn Swan. Swan had caught 21 passes for 435 yards, the most yardage of any Southern Cal receiver, and had caught 2 touchdown passes.
And John McKay says about Lynn Swan, his junior flanker back, Swan means as much to us as Johnny Rogers means to Nebraska.
All right, Mike Ray is in there to try the extra point. Pat Hayden holds. The kick is high. It is good. And Southern Cal leads by a score of 7-0 as the Trojans go 38 yards in just 4 plays, and it was the passing that got them there after recovering an Ohio State fumble on the 38-yard line. Swan now has caught 2 passes in this game for 29 yards for SC. Anthony Davis, the talented left halfback for Southern Cal, 9 carries, 49 yards.
Marv, one stat on Mike Ray. He has been picked as Southern California's most valuable player for the 72 season by his teammates. But Ray, that touchdown pass from Ray to Lynn Swan was Mike Ray's first touchdown pass since the 4th game of the season, September the 30th, against Michigan State.
Southern Cal now, leading 7-0, prepares to kick off. There is the run forward, the boot. A nice long one carrying downfield. Brian Bashnagel takes it at the Buckeye 5, comes to the 10, angles across field to the 15, gets a block to the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, and he's caught and brought down. A fine run by Brian Bashnagel, the 18-year-old freshman from Pittsburgh. So the Buckeyes now return it to their own 44-yard line, but Southern Cal leads 7-0 as the Trojans recovered an Ohio State fumble on the 38-yard line and went in quickly in 4 plays to score. That's a 39-yard return by Bashnagel from his own 5 to the 44. Southern Cal leading now 7-0 with 1:20 remaining in the first period. Greg Hare with the ball, gets it on the option, drops back to pass, throws it upfield. It is knocked down and almost intercepted by Eddie Johnson. Johnson, the right cornerback, was back there and he all but picked it off. That was the first pass thrown by Ohio State today. Tim Holycross was the intended receiver, as the Buckeyes do have the benefit of the wind here and wanted to go for the long one while there was still an opportunity. It was, however, almost intercepted by Eddie Johnson of Southern Cal. 2nd and 10, line of scrimmage, the Buckeye 44. Hare against a 4-man defensive line, options to the right, pitches it back to Griffin. He's at the 40, the 45. He's knocked out of bounds at the 46. A down-the-line option from Hare to Griffin, and Griffin gets to the 46.
The defensive end, James Sims, played that very well for Southern California. McKay has said he doesn't know of a defensive end any quicker than Sims, but by today's big-time college standards, he's not large. He's just 6 feet, 196 pounds, but is he quick? And he really played that option very well.
Of course, when you speak of quickness, this entire Southern Cal team exemplifies that. They have excellent team speed. Hare with the ball, dropping back to pass. The rush is on. The pass is thrown. It is caught at the 39-yard line. Completed pass at the 39 to Tim Holycross. Holycross hooked in front of the Southern Cal defender, Eddie Johnson, and Hare laid the ball right on the money. So the Buckeyes get a first down on the Southern Cal 39-yard line. That's a 15-yard pass completion, and that is the first pass completion for Ohio State today. Of course, the Buckeyes have tried just 2. 1st and 10, Ohio State, line of scrimmage, the Southern Cal 39-yard line. Time running out here in the first period. 15 seconds remaining. Hare with the ball, gives off to the I-back Griffin. Griffin finds a hole. He's at the 30. The tackler and carries him to the 25-yard line. Archie Griffin, the ball carrier. That's another first down for Ohio State. Good block there by Marv and by Jim Kriegel on the left side of the line. And the Buckeyes go 14 more yards as Archie Griffin runs off left guard. The Buckeyes have it. 1st and 10 at the Southern Cal 25. Clock will run out here before Ohio State can get another play underway. And so that's the end of the first quarter with a score, Southern California 7, Ohio State nothing.
If you listen to the radio on the road or snug at home in your own abode, there's a wealth of marvelous things to hear, programmed to suit the discerning ear. Kurt Gowdy and Joe Garagiola, you know. Plus Len Dillon and Guy LeBeau. For sports fans, it's a paradise, and you certainly couldn't knock the price. Weekdays, that's where the emphasis is. Some of them hers and some of them his. Bill Cullen, Danny Thomas, Graham Kerr, Joyce Brothers, and Landers, they're all in there. News, of course, is paramount with a fast and up-to-the-minute account of all the day's headline events plus the latest worldwide developments. Weekends, that's where I come in, Gene Rayburn, and monitor. Wherein there's music, news, and stars galore, and each show's better than the one before. So stay where you are, enjoy it all. East, west, north, and south, y'all. It's the best place to listen, obviously. And the place, of course, is NBC.
In Pasadena, California. This is Marv Homan with Mike Walden. We're ready to start play in the second quarter as Southern Cal leads Ohio State by a score of 7-0. But the Buckeyes have it 1st and 10 on the Southern Cal 25-yard line. The backs are in an I. The slot to the right is Galbos. Wide to the right is Holy Cross. The give is to Randy Keith. And Keith gets short yardage over right guard to about the 21 or 2-yard line. Randy Keith, the ball carrier, following the blocking of John Hicks and of Chuck Bonica. In the first quarter, Ohio State rushed for 75 yards. Southern Cal rushed for 51. Southern Cal passed for 58. Ohio State for 15. 2nd and 7 for Ohio. Line of scrimmage to Southern Cal 22. Counter play. The ball is given off to Galbos. 10, 5, he's colored at the 4-yard line. An inside reverse on a counter, and that caught Southern California as the flow of the play went to the left. Galbos hit back to the other side and got it down to about the 3-yard line. So the Buckeyes now are in good position. 1st and goal at the Southern Cal 3-yard line. That was the first carry by Rick Galbos today, and he got a lot of mileage out of it. And now, as Ohio State comes out of the huddle, Southern Cal calls a timeout as the Trojans want to talk things over. It is 1st and goal for the Ohio State Buckeyes at the Southern California 3-yard line. The Trojans lead 7-0 after recovering a fumble on the 38-yard line and going over quickly 38 yards in 4 plays to score.
And Charles Sugar Bear Hinton, the defensive back, saved a sure Ohio State touchdown that time by managing to collar Galbos at the 3-yard line. Hinton was a tailback on offense last year, made the switch to defense this year, and he's come on very strong in the second half of the campaign. Charles Hinton. Marv? It'll be Ohio State's ball, 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. We have just started play in the second period. As a matter of fact, we have played just 48 seconds. Ohio comes out of the huddle. The fullback is Randy Keith. The left half is Lippert. The right half is Galbos. It's a straight T formation. The ends are tight, and the backs are in close. Hare calling signals, gives off to Keith. Keith over right guard, gets to the 1. Randy Keith, the ball carrier, got a good block from center Steve Luke in there, and the gain was to the 1-yard line. Randy Keith, the ball carrier, got a good block from center Steve Luke in there, and the gain was to the 1-yard line. So it is 2nd and goal at the Southern Cal 1. John Smyrna reports in at an end position. Out goes Ted Powell of Ohio State. Technically, the Buckeyes have 2 tight ends in there now.
Again, the ball is at the 1-yard line, second down. Hare calling signals, Southern Cal in a goal line defense, and Heath goes in to score. Touchdown, Ohio State. Brandon Heath rammed over his own right tackle, goes in to score, and it's 7-6. Blair Conway, a kicking specialist, a little fellow, 5'7", 153 pounds. He has been modestly successful. 24 of 33 in extra points. Bashnagel is holding. The ball is set down. Conway kicks it. It is good. And so there's a timeout on the field with a score. Southern California 7, Ohio State 7.
You know, this is the time of year you can see some real glamour. No, I'm not talking about the ladies. I'm talking about watching your favorite Rose Bowl team execute one of those razzle-dazzle plays like a double or a triple reverse. And when they work, they're beautiful to watch. There are some other beautiful things to watch, too, like the 1973 Dodge Charger. For years, Charger has been pleasing the fans with modern, advanced styling. And this year, Chargers topped it all off with a real razzle-dazzle play. In addition to the clean, smooth lines you expect, the 1973 Charger gives you a choice of 3 vinyl roofs. That's right. They've got a canopy vinyl roof, a halo vinyl roof, and a completely different and distinctive vinyl roof for the Charger SE. This vinyl roof and the louvered quarter windows make Charger SE one impressive car. 1973 Charger, a beautiful play from the Dodge boys to you. See it today.
Ken Kuhn of Ohio State will be kicking off. And now I suppose the big question would be, will Ohio State kick the ball to Anthony Davis? That has been tried and has been utterly disastrous this year by various opponents. Kuhn has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. Davis is standing back at his own 2. 7-7 the score. 13 minutes and 37 seconds remain in the second period. There's a short kick carrying downfield. It'll be taken at the 28-yard line, returned to the 35 to about the 37. It was Bella, an end, returned it, a short kick, and a deliberately short kick. Fielded at the 28-yard line by Chris Vela and returned to the 37. So it's a 9-yard return. Southern Cal has it first and 10 at the Southern Cal 38-yard line. Trojans out of the huddle. Mike Ray is the quarterback. Power I formation to the right. Now Swan cuts in motion to the left. The pitch out goes to Davis. Davis around the left side is going to get smacked out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Don't believe he got anything. A good hard charge there by the right side of the Ohio State defensive alignment, and they're going to mark it at about the 38-yard line, or perhaps the 37. Now they set it down at the 37, so it's no gain. Second down and 10. Shad Williams slowed him down, and then Jeff Davis and one of the linebackers came up quickly to knock Davis out of bounds. Second down and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37-yard line. Wide to the right is Swan for Southern Cal. Ray, the quarterback, gets the ball, drops the pass, has plenty of time, is running around back there, throws one upfield and throws it away. I mean, he throws it away. Clear over the Southern Cal bench and almost back in the stands. Hazenall putting the pressure on, along with Shad Williams. It is an incompleted pass. Both Anthony Davis and Archie Griffin have carried 10 times today. Griffin has netted 54. Davis has netted 48 yards.
Woody Hayes went out on the field about 2-3 yards because he felt intentional grounding should have been called, and he was protesting to the back judge.
Third down and 10 for Southern Cal. Line of scrimmage, the 38-yard line in SC territory. Hayden again back to pass. The rush is on. A little safety valve to Cunningham, and Cunningham gets to the 45, gets to the 46 or 7. A little safety valve over the middle. And the gain is all the way down to the 44-yard line, little bit short of a first down. Randy Gradishar makes the tackle for Ohio State, so it could bring out the kicking situation. Now, earlier, in a similar situation, Southern Cal went for it. This time, evidently not, as Dave Boulware, the kicking specialist, comes in for Southern Cal. It is fourth down and about 1. Line of scrimmage, the SC 46. Good pass from center, not much of a rush. High kick going downfield. The ball is allowed to bounce. It might have hit some. There's a scramble down there, and Ohio State gets it at about the 7-yard line. And that kick might have hit Jeff Davis. And they're going to call it dead at the 13. Now there's a timeout on the field with a score, Southern Cal 7, Ohio State 7.
This weekend, take a trip. Travel to exotic isles, glamorous resorts in the old world and the new, as seen through the discerning eyes of our travel guide, Fran Colton. Catch up on the weekend sports with Monitor's all-star team of reporters, Guy LeBeau, Joe Garagiola, Kurt Gowdy, and Len Dillon. Broadway, Hollywood, plays, books, and the always fascinating people that liven up the 7 lively arts. You'll hear them on and off stage each weekend. And, of course, always up-to-the-minute news, late-breaking stories around the globe covered by NBC News correspondents at home and abroad. This is Gene Rubin inviting you to be part of the liveliest weekend doings in the country. Monitor on NBC Radio.
It's Ohio State's ball, 1st and 10, the line of scrimmage, the Ohio State 13-yard line. The give is to Randy Keith. Keith off right guard, crosses the 15 and gets to about the 17-yard line, where John Grant, the 237-pound senior tackle for Southern Cal, makes the stop. Line of scrimmage is now the Ohio State 17-yard line. The pickup on the play is about 3 yards, 2nd down and 7 to go. Keith now has carried 8 times for a total of 26 yards. Henson reports in at fullback for Ohio State. The I-back is still Archie Griffin. The ball is given off to Henson. Henson off right tackle, gets to the 20, gets to the 21. And he was following John Hicks. We're going to mark the ball at the Ohio State 21-yard line. We're playing in the second quarter. 11 minutes and 35 seconds remain. Score is deadlocked, 7-7. New fullback for Ohio State. Keith comes in. Henson out for the Buckeyes. Bright, sunshiny, clear day here in Pasadena. Temperature 62 degrees at kickoff time. Hare with a 3rd and 2 situation, gives off to Keith. Keith goes into the middle, stopped short of a first down. Randy Keith, the ball carrier, went straight up the middle, and Southern Cal closed it up quickly as Richard Wood, the outstanding sophomore linebacker who calls the defensive signals for Southern Cal, makes the stop. The official is going to stop play for a measurement to see whether or not Ohio has the first down yardage. Our angle would indicate they do not, but it may be close. Let's see. Say, it is close. It is close, and it's just inches short of a first down. With 4th and inches, a new center, Tom Nixon, comes in, and the punting specialist, Gary Lago, reports in for Ohio State. Lago, during the season, averaged 40 and 5/10 yards per kick. He will be kicking into the wind. Line of scrimmage, the Ohio State 23. Lago is standing on his own 9. Oh, a bad pass from center. Lego is rushed, just gets it away. Gets off a high floater downfield. The ball takes a strange bounce, rolls to the Southern Cal 45 and is killed at that point. And Lego was fortunate to get the kick away. A very poor pass from center. Lego had to field it like an infielder, smothered it, and then kicked under extreme duress and got it down to the Southern Cal 45-yard line, a 32-yard kick. So the Trojans have good field position here, 1st and 10 at their own 45. Mike Ray, who has played so far on each play at quarterback. Options, pitches the ball back to Davis around left end. Davis is collared and thrown down as he crosses the 50 to the Ohio 46. Anthony Davis, with that good burst of speed, was successful in getting around the corner and was thrown down at the Buckeye 46. The gain on the play is 9. It is 2nd and 1. We're playing in the second period. Score is tied 7-7. Anthony Davis now, 11 carries, 57 yards. Wide to the right, Bulware and Garrison. Twin receivers wide to the right. Ray with the ball, dropping back to pass. The rush is on. He's in trouble. Thrown down all the way back at the Southern Cal 37-yard line. Vandy Cree of Ohio State was the first one through, along with George Hazenall and Shad Williams. And that trio got Ray and threw him down back at the Trojan 37, a 19-yard loss. And Ray did not have an opportunity to pick out any of his talented receivers, and talented they are. Young, McKay, or Garrison, and Lynn Swan. All right, it's 3rd and 18 for Southern Cal. The Trojans need a big one here. Back to pass goes Ray. The rush is on. The screen is thrown. It's caught by Anthony Davis, who eludes a tackler at the 35. He's knocked out of bounds at the 41. Neil Polsey missed him, and then Randy Gradishar got him at the 41. Davis eluded the grasp of Polsey back at the 35, and then Gradishar knocked him out of bounds at the Trojan 41. It is 4th down now. 14 with Bulware in to kick for Southern Cal. Dave has averaged 35 3/10 yards per kick. Good pass from center. High kick carrying downfield. It is fielded at the 25-yard line, and they're going to blow it dead. I think Holy Cross's knee had touched the ground back, somewhere around the 23. So there's a timeout on the field with a score, Southern Cal 7, Ohio State 7.
You probably have your own particular way of getting started on cold mornings this time of the year, like staying in that hot shower a little longer than usual, having an extra hot cup of coffee at breakfast, or bundling up in a heavy coat before you go out. Well, that's well for you, but what about getting your car started on cold mornings this time of the year? Well, hot coffee won't help, but here's something that will: Wynn's Friction Proofing. See, when you add a can of Wynn's Friction Proofing to your oil, it forms a chemical barrier on all the moving parts of your engine. It smooths and seals metal surfaces to reduce friction. And with friction reduced, your engine becomes easier to start. What's more, that chemical barrier protects metal surfaces while your crankcase oil warms up enough to provide proper lubrication. Look for the purple can of Wynn's Friction Proofing at stores selling automotive supplies. It's a really great way to treat your car engine this time of year.
What happened?
We have 8 minutes and 54 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. From the famed Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, it's tied. The University of Southern California Trojan 7 and the Ohio State Buckeyes 7. And it's odd to report, too, that there has never been a tie since the Big Ten and the West Coast hooked up in this Rose Bowl Pack series. Okay, back to you, Marv.
All right, it's Ohio State's ball to give us to Randy Keith. Smack to the line of scrimmage. He might have gotten perhaps a yard. Keith hits solidly at the line of scrimmage, sort of went over the top of Charlie Phillips, who hit him there at the line of scrimmage, and Keith picks up 1, so let's call it 2nd and 9. An interesting statistics. In third down situations, Ohio State has converted 2 of 5. Southern Cal, none of 5. 2nd down and 9. Line of scrimmage, the Ohio State 24. The backs are in a power I this time. Hare looking over the defense, gets the ball, gives to Galvos. Galvos on a trap to the 30-yard line. Galvos carrying, gets to the 30. Stop is made by Jim Sims. The situation is 3rd and 3. Line of scrimmage, the Ohio State 30. Galvos has netted 30 yards now in 3 carries. Normally, he is not called upon very often to carry the ball. He is, however, Ohio State's leading pass receiver. Twin wide receivers to the right. Hare with the ball on the option, pitches back to Griffin. He's at the 30. He is out of bounds, and I think he has the first down. Yes, Griffin is at the 35. Griffin eluded a tackler at the 30-yard line, got it out to the 35. Phillips knocks him out of bounds. Sims couldn't quite handle him at the 30, and Griffin picks up the additional yardage, which is enough for a first down. Griffin now, 11 carries, 59 yards. 6 first downs for Southern Cal, 7 for Ohio State. Score 7-7. Hare with the 1st and 10 at the 35, gives to Keith. Keith straight up the middle, goes about 3 to the 38-yard line. George Follett, who is in there at the middle guard position for Southern Cal, brings down Randy Keith with an assist from Monty Doris. We're in the second period. 7 minutes and 15 seconds remain. Each team has a touchdown and a conversion. Wide to the right is Tim Holycross. He is playing at the split end today. Hare looks over the defense, gets the ball, gives it off to Randy Keith, who bounces off a tackler at the 40, goes an additional yard to the 41. Richard Wood pulls him down at the 41-yard line. Keith, the ball carrier, spun off a tackler at the 40, got 1 yard to the 41. And now we pause 10 seconds for station identification.
WHO Des Moines broadcasting the Iowa State basketball game Tuesday night, starting at 7.
It is 3rd and 4 for Ohio State. The line of scrimmage, the Buckeye 41. Henson has been there at fullback now for Ohio State. Southern Cal in a 7-man defensive line. Henson gets short yardage over right tackle, pulled down short of the first down to the 43 or 44-yard line. Jim Sims again is in there to make the tackle. Jeff Winans also had an assist there. Ohio does not get the first down. They're short of a first down by 2. The line of scrimmage, the Buckeye 43. They must go to the 45 for a first down. So now Gary Lago, who has averaged 42 and 5/10 yards per kick, gets another low pass from center, steps forward, gets all low and going upfield. It is fielded by Swan at the 22. He reverses his field and is smacked down right at the 21. So Swan technically lost a yard on the punt return. 35-yard kick by Gary Lago. And Southern Cal gets it, 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
We're watching a couple of All-America linebackers here today. Randy Gradishar of Ohio State, he has been outstanding, and so has Southern California's 6'2", 220-pound sophomore out of New Jersey, Richard Wood. Wood has 8 solo tackles and 2 assists thus far in the game.
The Trojans have it now, 1st and 10 on their own 21-yard line. Ray with the ball, options, pitches it back to Davis. Davis wide around the right side to the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45, and he's upset at the 48. 27-yard line. An excellent run by Anthony Davis. And he might have tripped over Pete Adams. What speed that Davis had. He just turned it on as he got around the corner. A 27-yard run by Anthony Davis, and just like that, the Trojans have good field position. Pete Cusick stops him for Ohio State, but not before Davis goes 27 yards out to the Southern Cal 48-yard line. That's the 7th Southern Cal first down of the game. First downs are now even. The score is even. Ray with the ball, gives off to his fullback Cunningham, and he gets nothing. Cunningham stopped right at the line of scrimmage, the 48-yard line. Arnie Jones, the middle linebacker of Ohio State, closed it up quickly with an assist from George Hazenall. It is still at the SC 48-yard line, second down and 10 to go. Second quarter, 4 minutes and 44 seconds left. Score tied 7-7. The nation's number 1 team, Southern California, against the number 3 rated team, Ohio State. Wide receivers to the right for SC. The ball on the counter play. It's given off to Davis. Davis finds a hole to the 40, to the 35, to the 34. A flag is down. Illegal motion. Going to be called against Southern Cal. Davis found a big hole up the middle, got it all the way down to the Buckeye 34-yard line, but unfortunately, you can forget it because Southern Cal guilty of illegal motion.
We have Davis down for 12 carries and 86 yards. He came on strong in the second half of the campaign for Southern California. And to underscore what I have just said, in the last 5 games of the regular 1972 season, Anthony Davis scored 14 touchdowns and rushed for 769 yards in only 5 games.
It is second down and 14. The line of scrimmage now is the Southern Cal 44-yard line. Second and 14. 4-man defensive line for Ohio. Back to pass. It's thrown out in the flat. It's caught by Davis. He's at the 45 and is tackled at about the 46. Little screen pass thrown out in the left flat to Davis. And then the defense closed in quickly, and he was tackled by Pete Cusick at the 46-yard line. It now brings up a third down situation for the Trojans. The line of scrimmage, the SC 46-yard line. Third and about 12. 3 minutes and 27 seconds remain here in the first half. Trojans and Buckeyes tied 7-all. Big play here for Southern Cal. 4-man defensive line for Ohio State. Wide receivers to the right. Back to passes. Ray gets beautiful protection. All the time in the world. Throws it upfield, and it is caught. A falling catch is made at about the 47-yard line. I guess they'll rule that a completion. Cunningham caught it, and it is ruled a completed pass at about the 47-yard line. So with all that running and all that time, the gain is 1. Van Decree finally was able to elude a blocker and put a little pressure on Ray. It is 4th and 11 now, and Dave Boulware goes in to kick for Southern Cal. Tim Holycross in deep safety for Ohio State. That's the first time, that is this game, the first time Holycross has played that role. Beautiful kick upfield. Holycross backs up and will allow it to go into the end zone. It'll be in the end zone, an automatic touchback. Charlie Young tried to tip it out, but he was in the end zone very clearly. So it's an automatic touchback, and it'll be Ohio State's ball, 1st and 10 at the Buckeye 20-yard line. And say that was some kick by Dave Boulware. A 60-yard kick in the air by Boulware. So the ball will come out to the 20-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Ohio State Buckeyes. First downs in this game even, 7-7. But more important, the score is even, 7-7. Southern Cal got on the board first, recovering an Ohio State fumble at the 38-yard line. And in 4 plays, the Trojans went in to score. The actual touchdown was a pass from Ray to Lynn Swan. And then the Buckeyes got a march of their own going, and Randy Keith cracked over from the 1-yard line. Both extra points were good, and that's the story, 7-all.
And the story, too, has been the fine defenses thrown up by both of these teams. The Ohio State Buckeyes have done a pretty good job of thwarting the Southern California offense and vice versa. And, of course, the linebackers have been the key factors. Gradishar certainly for Ohio State and Richard Wood for Southern California. James Sims has been outstanding for the USC Trojans, one of the defensive ends, and Artemus Parker, the safety man, and Charles Hampton, the left cornerback for the Trojans. Outstanding thus far on defense. We have 2 minutes and 19 seconds till halftime. USC 7, Ohio State 7. Once again, Marv Homan.
All right, Mike. Buckeyes ball as Greg Hare looks over the Southern Cal defense. There's 7 men up on the line of scrimmage. The ball is given off to the right halfback, Galbos, and Galbos cracks across to the 25 or 6-yard line. He's a little farther than that. We'll wait for them to mark it. It would appear to be the 27. Galbos, the ball carrier, followed the blocking of John Hicks and Chuck Bonica. And Big John Grant stopped the play for Southern Cal. The ball is at the 27. It is 2nd and 3. Wide to the right is Holy Cross. Single coverage on him. That's Eddie Johnson. Power I formation to the right for Ohio State. The ball is given to the first man through, Randy Keith, and he's hit at the 30. Keith appears to have a first down. The Buckeyes must get to the 30 for the first down, and they are there. That's the 8th Ohio State first down of the game as Randy Keith gets a first down. And here comes Henson in at fullback now, replacing Keith for Ohio State. Mike Hancock, the defensive middle guard for Southern Cal, stops the last play. It is marked at the Buckeye 31, where it is 1st and 10. Clock running, 1:30 left. We'll see if Hare will elect to put the ball in the air. Clock is down to 1:24. Hare with the ball, giving off to Griffin. Griffin hits into the middle and goes to the 34. Stopped by Mike Hancock of Southern Cal. Griffin, the ball carrier. The gain is to the Ohio State 34. Clock is still running. 1:05 left. Here comes Morris Bradshaw reporting into the game for Ohio State now. And going out is Tim Holycross. This is at the split end position. Wide to the right is Bradshaw. Single coverage on him. Now they're putting double coverage on Bradshaw. Back to passes. Greg Hare gets the protection, throws one upfield. It might have been deflected. It is incomplete. Pugic was the intended receiver at the Southern Cal 48-yard line, and someone may have gotten their hands on the ball. It might have been John Grant, the left tackle. In any event, it is an incompleted pass. 3rd down now for Ohio State and 6. Clock is stopped at 46 seconds in the second period. Score is 7-7. What will undoubtedly be a record crowd of over 100,000 fans looking on here in Pasadena. Hare with the ball, giving off to Griffin. Griffin goes about 2 to the 37-yard line, and he's driven back as Ken Gray got a shoulder in there and just threw him back. The gain will be to the 37. And Southern Cal will call timeout as they want to get the clock stopped because Ohio State faces a kicking situation. And the Trojans want to get their hands on that football. It is 4th down for Ohio State. Some 3.5 to 4 yards to go for a first down. And, of course, it is a kicking situation. Lago, the Ohio State punter, is in, along with Nixon. This will be the 4th Ohio State punt of the day. Nixon normally comes into center on these situations. Lego is averaging today in his first 3 kicks 40 yards, and that is just about his average. Technically, for the season, it was 40 5/10 yards per kick. So the score is tied 7-7. First down show 8 for Ohio State, 7 for Southern Cal. And that gives you an idea of how even this football game is. On third down situations, Ohio State has been successful 3 of 8 times. Southern Cal is nothing for 6. Lego back to kick, line of scrimmage, the Buckeye 37. Good pass from center. Oh, Southern Cal rushes, and the kick just does get underway, a short one, and goes out of bounds. Lego is claiming he was roughed, but the official says no, and a good, strong rush there by Dale Mitchell, and he nearly got it.
Woody is furious. How Dale Mitchell ever failed to block that punt, I'll never understand, because he was there about the time the ball arrived in Lego's hands. But somehow or other, Lego was able to get the ball off, although it kind of squibbed off the side of his foot and went out of bounds at the Southern California 42-yard line. And Woody was incensed. He thought that his kicker was roughed. We have 31 seconds remaining here. In the first half, it's still tied 7-7.
Mike Ray, quarterback for Southern Cal at the 41-yard line. Options, pitches the ball back to Davis. Davis can't outrun Decree. And he's driven out of bounds at about the 47 or 8-yard line. Decree just wouldn't let go. He was hanging on desperately, and Davis was trying to pull away from him on the far east sideline. And finally, Decree was able to run him out of bounds. A flag has been dropped, a violation against Southern California. It's a major one, 15 yards. This is the third penalty against the Trojans. A clipping penalty called against Southern California. So the down now will remain the first. And it is back at the 28-yard line. The Trojans must go to the Ohio 48 for a first down. Of course, there are only 26 seconds remaining. Ray looks over a 3-man line for Ohio State. Ray back to pass. The rush is on. He throws it upfield. It is caught by Young, and Young is tackled at the 49-yard line in Ohio State territory. So the prevent defense didn't prevent anything that time as they hit Charlie Young, the outstanding All-American tight end for Southern Cal. He caught it, was tackled immediately. I think I miscalled the yard line. It's the 44. Well, I still miscalled it. It's the 46. That's the Southern Cal 46-yard line is where they're going to call it dead. 18 seconds remain in the first half. It is second down and about 6 for the Trojans. 2nd and 6. 18 seconds remain. A timeout has been taken. Southern California must go to the Ohio State 48-yard line to get a first down. But perhaps even more important is the time. Just 18 seconds remain.
And I see that John McKay has made a change for Southern California. Edessel Garrison, the sprinter, has gone in there at split end, and J.K. McKay comes out. We might see in the last 18 seconds now Ray trying to throw the bomb to Garrison, who has been timed in the 440-yard dash, 45.4, and he can do the 100 in 9.5. He broke in about a year ago at South Bend and helped the Trojans move into South Bend and knock over Notre Dame 28-14. Garrison had a big day. That was a year ago in October.
And wide to the left goes Edessel Garrison, and I do mean wide. He's out about 25 yards. Back to pass goes Ray. He's in trouble, going to have to throw it. Runs up to the 40, throws it upfield. A man is wide open. Young at the 40s, at the 35, and his tackle might have fumbled the ball, and I think Ohio State got it. 5 seconds remain. Young caught the ball all right. Got it down to the 32-yard line, was smacked, the ball popped loose, and it appears that Ohio State has recovered. Mike closed in there and made the hit. And there's an Ohio State man hurt. It's Jeff Davis. Davis has hurt his right leg for Ohio State, and he is being carried off the field. So the Buckeyes get the football with just 5 seconds remaining. The line of scrimmage, the Ohio State 32-yard line. Greg Hare looks over the defense, gets the ball, and just falls down, and that'll run out the clock. So that's it. That's the end of the first half with a score, Southern California 7, Ohio State 7.
The coaches, the players, the anger, the elation, what they're saying, what they're doing. Check out the scores, check out the players, check out all the action. Check out in the locker room, in the dugout, behind the scenes. Sometimes we really don't know the inside story. Why they're traded, why they're heroes, why they're on top, why they're in a slump. It all makes news in the world of sports. From the big leagues to the bush leagues, our game is to cover it all, to keep you sports fans right on top of things and to take you inside things. This is Kurt Gowdy, inviting you to join me every weekday for a trip inside sports. And don't forget, I'll be with you weekends, too, with late reports on Monitor, all right here on NBC Radio.
Mike Walden and Marv Homan back with you once again from the famed Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. It's halftime with USC and Ohio State deadlocked at 7.
We'll rejoin the halftime activities from Pasadena, California, but first we'll pause for about 5 minutes of news from WHO. Noah's Ark Restaurant, the place for people like you and me, wishes the very best of everything for you in 1973 and invites you to spend an hour or two in the congenial atmosphere of a very special place. Just about the finest pizzas anywhere are served at Noah's Ark, as well as succulent, juicy steaks, seafood, Italian specialties, and imported and domestic wines. Noah's Ark Restaurant, the place for people like you and me. 2400 Ingersoll, Des Moines. Now WHO Hotline News. Here is Mike Boffman.
Thank you, Jerry, and Happy New Year. Iowa's holiday traffic fatalities rose to 4 now with the death of a rural Osceola man killed this afternoon in a car-train crash. The mishap occurred at the western edge of Osceola at a Burlington Northern Railroad crossing. The dead man is identified as Carl Richardson of rural Osceola. Authorities had no further information on that accident. Earlier today, an Urbandale man was killed in a 2-car crash in the Urbandale city limits. The victim was 21-year-old Douglas Lee Meyer. Authorities say Meyer's car crossed the center line and collided head-on with another vehicle driven by 16-year-old Mike Moffett. A 46-year-old Corwith woman, Mrs. Virginia Merriam, has died of injuries suffered in a traffic accident last Thursday. Mrs. Corwith was a passenger in a car driven by her 17-year-old daughter when it collided with another vehicle. 82-year-old Mrs. Charlotte McCauley died in a Cedar Rapids hospital of burns yesterday. She suffered the burns in a fire at the American Nursing Home in Cedar Rapids on Christmas Eve. 3-year-old Jimmy Jameson, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Richard Jameson, died in a fire that destroyed their family home yesterday at Lewis, Iowa. Rescuers were able to save the other 4 children inside the home. And more than a dozen head of livestock were destroyed in a barn fire near Iowa Falls yesterday. That blaze was on a farm leased by Ron Letow and is located about 1 mile south of Iowa Falls. About 400 persons huddled in the cold on the west steps of the Iowa State Capitol building last night, holding candles to show their concern over the Vietnam War. Bishop James Thomas of the United Methodist Church said he attended the vigil to express his deep concern over the escalation and his desire to see the peace negotiations continue. Petitions asking President Nixon to end the war were circulated among those attending. In his New Year's message, Governor Robert Ray has has predicted that 1973 will be a healthy year for the Iowa economy. The governor says the state has abundant natural resources, an environment that is still manageable, and a population which holds human values uppermost in their minds. The Iowa National Guard will be shipping $100,000 in medical supplies to Yucatan, Mexico tomorrow. Dr. H.C. Irby of Boone, vice chairman of the Iowa Partners of the Americas, says the supplies will include 6 complete dental outfits, a ton of thread, and other items needed in Yucatan. The extremely wet fall in Iowa has saturated the ground to the point where state farmers may have problems getting crops planted next spring. Surveys also show that a mold is developing on some of the corn crop because of the inability to dry it during the recent fuel crisis. John Mitchell, a nutritionist for Kent Feeds of Muscatine, says because of the cold weather, the molds are not growing fast now, but he adds by next spring there'll be reports of it from all over the Midwest. An Iowa Highway Patrolman, Harold Lorenz, foiled an escape attempt at the Blackhawk County Jail in Waterloo yesterday. Trooper Lorenz stopped by the jail to serve papers on one of the prisoners and found jailer Joe Messina scuffling with one of the inmates. At that time, another prisoner, 23-year-old Charles Bowen, tried to escape but ran right into Lorenz. Jailer Messina said a scuffle started when he gave a mop bucket to some prisoners who were having a water fight. Rural Iowa telephone companies needn't comply tomorrow with an Iowa Commerce Commission order to limit party lines to no more than 8 customers apiece by January 1st. The commission has ordered a 1-year extension. The ICC said it acted after 10 rural firms claimed the original order would cause them great economic hardship. Latest Iowa forecast, generally fair skies through Tuesday night, increasing cloudiness Wednesday, continued quite cold tonight, and a warming trend Tuesday through Wednesday. Lows tonight 6 to 12 above in the north and the teens in the south. Highs tomorrow mid-20s northeast to the lower to mid-30s southwest. Lows tomorrow night upper teens extreme north in the mid-20s in the south, and highs Wednesday should be back in the 40s. Forecast for the Des Moines central Iowa area, generally fair through tomorrow night, increasing cloudiness on Wednesday. Continued quite cold tonight, a warming trend Tuesday through Wednesday. Westerly winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour tonight, becoming southwesterly up to 25 miles per hour tomorrow. The low tonight near 15, no chance of precipitation. The high tomorrow about 33 with only a 5% chance of precipitation. The low tomorrow night in Des Moines near 25, a 10% chance of snow. Wednesday's high in the 40s. Currently around the state, Waterloo clear skies, 19 degrees. Sioux City, 22. High there today was 25. Dubuque has 17, all with clear skies. Cedar Rapids with 20 degrees. Mason City reports 19. It's 25 at Ottumwa and 24 degrees at Davenport. Council Bluffs also with 24 degrees and 23 reported currently at Burlington, all points with clear skies. In Des Moines, our high today was 26 degrees. Currently we have fair skies. The wind out of the west-southwest at only 11 miles per hour. Humidity low at 48%, and the pressure's falling at 30.35. After that 26-degree high today, our current temperature at the Des Moines Airport, 23 degrees. That's the news and weather. Mike Baughman reporting.
Back now to Pasadena, California, and the Ohio State Marching Buckeye Band.
The Candyman, and Woody Hayes has the Bucks in here battling USC. The Trojans came in favored by a couple of touchdowns, but it's tied here at the intermission, USC 7 and Ohio State 7. We now pause 30 seconds for station identification.
Your big station for big sports, WHO, Des Moines, Iowa. Noah's Ark Restaurant, the place for people. People like you and me, wishes the very best of everything for you in 1973 and invite you to spend an hour or two in the congenial atmosphere of a very special place. Just about the finest pizzas anywhere are served at Noah's Ark, as well as succulent, juicy steaks, seafood, Italian specialties, and imported and domestic wines. Noah's Ark Restaurant, the place for people like you and me, 2400 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
End football is steeped in tradition, and one of the traditions at Columbus, Ohio, for every Ohio State football game, the Buckeye Marching Band with Script Ohio, they're performing that right now to the accompanying applause, the hand claps of some 20,000 Ohio State fans here in Pasadena. It's halftime at the Rose Bowl with the score USC 7, Ohio State 7. This is Mike Walden along with Marv Homan. We'll be back with more from the Rose Bowl after 5 minutes of the latest NBC News.
This is NBC News. In Saigon, American diplomats report U.S. air operations over North Vietnam may remain grounded. This is Gene DiCardo with details. Following the end of a 24-holiday mini-truce in the bombing, no reports have resumed air assaults in the so-called southern panhandle sector of North Vietnam. However, our bombers have been hitting red supply lines in Laos and Cambodia, even as the bombing halt north of the 20th parallel continues in effect, awaiting the resumption of peace talks in Paris a week from today. Henry Kissinger will jet back to Washington tomorrow from a holiday vacation in California and is expected to meet with the president for fresh Vietnam discussions. Pope Paul left his sickbed today to speak to a crowd gathered for his blessing in the Vatican St. Peter's Square. The ailing world leader of Catholicism set down his 1973 theme, Peace is Possible. We have details from Neville Compton in Rome.
Throughout the holiday season, Pope Paul has spoken of his bitterness and disappointment that peace has not yet come to Vietnam. On New Year's Day, despite a case of influenza that has forced him to cancel all his appointments, the Pope once again sounded the theme of peace. Speaking from his balcony above St. Peter's Square, the 75-year-old head of the world's Catholics said that a Vietnam settlement must be achieved, in his words, at any price. Pope Paul welcomed the announcement that peace talks would resume, but he said that talking is not enough. The necessity now is to find a just and honest peace. Speaking in a hoarse and quavering voice, the Pope said he wept for the victims of both sides and urged negotiators to waste no time in finding a settlement. This is Neville Compton for NBC News, Rome.
Baseball star Roberto Clemente is listed as dead by Puerto Rican authorities. In San Juan, 72 hours of mourning was ordered to memorialize the Pittsburgh Pirates outfielder. Clemente was one of 5 on a plane that fell into the sea last night, shortly after takeoff from San Juan. The hour's lead story, U.S. operations in North Vietnam remained halted. However, during and since the end of a 24-hour bombing halt, our bombers have been striking at supply lines in Laos and Cambodia. Gene DiCardo, NBC News. Now back to the Rose Bowl game.
California over on the far eastern sideline. Ohio State gathered around head coach Woody Hayes just outside the tunnel here to my right. We'll be back for the second half kickoff in just 1 minute.
This is Mike Moss, NBC Radio News, where you hear it first. Politics, Washington, the presidency, hear it first on radio. The United Nations, consumerism, crime, hear it first on radio. Southeast Asia, Northern Ireland, the Mideast, on-the-spot coverage on NBC Radio. Analysis, in-depth reporting, special events, hotline bulletins, the sounds of a world in conflict, the sounds of a nation directing its destiny. From prison rebellions to key Senate votes, presidential announcements to startling court verdicts, NBC Radio brings you the story. Now, not later. Hear the news first. Hear it at its very best. Hear it on NBC Radio.
Dave Kamensky is all set. Kuhn will kick off for Ohio State. The deep man for Southern California is Davis, but it's a kickoff to the side. It'll be fielded by one of the short men. It's taken at the 39-yard line by Cunningham. He's up to the 40 and flipped down at about the 43-yard line. They had Sam Cunningham up around the 30-yard line, the Trojans anticipating that kickoff to the side away from Anthony Davis. And Cunningham was able to return the ball to the 43-yard line. So SC has good field position now. First and 10 at the Southern California 43-yard line. Edessel Garrison comes out wide to the left side. Mike Ray at quarterback, an I formation. Len Swan is a close slot to the left. He goes in motion now to the right. From the Trojan 43, Ray pitches back to Davis around the right side. Cuts it at the 43 up to the 45. Spilled out of bounds near the 46 or 47-yard line of Southern California. It was a power sweep to the right by the sophomore tailback, Anthony Davis, and he was dumped out of bounds at the 47 by George Hazenall, the defensive captain of the Ohio State Buckeyes. A gain of 4 by Davis. Second down and 6 now for the Trojans. Their ball from their own 47-yard line. We're just underway here in the second half. USC 7, Ohio State 7. J.K. McKay in there at split in, wide to the left side. In the slot to the left is Swan. Ray hands off to the tailback, Davis, who has to struggle to get to the line of scrimmage. He was hit at the 45, managed to squirt up to the 47, but he was stopped for no gain. The tackle on Anthony Davis was made by Shad Williams, who's played well today for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Big Shad at 6'2" and 238, a senior from Portsmouth, Ohio.
Mike, Ohio State has a new defensive halfback in there, number 12, Tim Fox, a freshman, who is playing instead of Jeff Davis, who was injured in the closing seconds of the first half.
It's 3rd and 6. The crowd starts to rumble here at the Pasadena Rose Bowl. Ray goes back, sets up, throws. The pass caught by Len Swan, and he steps out of bounds at the 41-yard line of Ohio State. Swan on a down-and-out pattern made the grab over in front of the USC sideline bench, made the grab inbounds at the 41 and stepped out of bounds. A 12-yard pass play. Mike Ray to Len Swan. Trojans with a first down at the Ohio State 41-yard line. Fox was back on pass coverage for Ohio State. Not a great deal he could do about that one. Coming out wide to the left side is J.K. McKay. In the slot to the left is Len Swan. First and 10 at the Buckeye 41-yard line. A tie game here early in the third period. The give is to Davis. Davis squirts loose at the 35. They stretch him out and bring him down at the 35-yard line. Davis was trying to break a couple of tackles, managed to get loose at the 35. He ran lateral with the 35-yard line of Ohio State, was brought down at the 35-yard line by Lou Mathis, a defensive back, and the linebacker, Rick Middleton. A gain on the play of about 6 yards. Call it 2nd and 4. The ball is between the Ohio State 35 and 36-yard line. Len Swan goes out wide to the right side. Split to the right side is J.K. McKay. The quarterback is Mike Ray. The fullback is Sam Cunningham. Tailback is Davis. Ray back to pass. Rolls out to the... Oh, he's thrown down hard. Back at
the 49-yard line. Mike Ray was smothered under that Ohio State surge. And it was linebacker Randy Gradishar who put him down. A loss of 13 yards on the play as senior quarterback Mike Ray was sacked by the linebacker Randy Gradishar, a 6'3", 238-pound junior from Champion, Ohio. So now it'll be third down, 17 yards to go for the first down. The ball is at the Ohio State 48-yard line. J.K. McKay wide to the left side. Lynn Swan is in the slot to the left. Out of the I formation. Ray pulls back to throw. Looks to his left. He throws long for Swan. He's got the ball at the 25. Out of bounds at the Ohio State 25-yard line. A 23-yard pass play from Mike Ray to flanker back Lynn Swan. Doug Plank was covering on the play for Ohio State, but Swan made the grab at the sideline at the 25-yard line, and it's a first down for the Southern California Trojans of Coach John McKay at the Ohio State 25-yard line. We have 12:39 to go in the third quarter. USC 7, Ohio State 7. A power I right formation for Southern California. Ray back to pass, sets up, throws. The pass is caught by J.K. McKay out of bounds at the Ohio State 12-yard line. It'll be another first down for the Trojans. And now Southern California taking to the air on the move. But hold it, there was a penalty marker dropped away from play. The pass play went from Ray to J.K. McKay, who caught the ball near the far sidelines at the 12-yard line, stepped out of bounds at the Buckeye 12. But the penalty marker was dropped.
Mike, that could be a penalty against Neil Colsey of Ohio State. There's a discussion over there, and the ruling might have been that Swan was out of bounds, and then Colsey cracked him pretty hard over on the far sideline.
Referee Dave Kamansky conferring with the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now he picks up the ball and moves it half the distance to the goal line. That'll put it down at the Ohio State 6-yard line. A personal foul call against Ohio State. So now it's going to be first down and goal to go for Southern California at the Ohio State 6. Ray has completed 9 in a row now. His overall totals 14 out of 19, 162 yards and 1 touchdown. All right, first and goal to go at the Buckeye 6. Ray rolls out to the left, stops, sets up, goes over to the right side. He's under heavy pressure. He unloads and throws it away, way over the head of John McKay, who was open in the end zone about 8 yards deep. Pete Cusick, the defensive right tackle of Ohio State, applied a lot of pressure on Mike Ray with help from Shad Williams. Those two big tackles have played outstanding defense today for Ohio State. Pete Cusick at 6'2", 242. He's only a sophomore. Williams at 6'2" and 238. And when Ray threw it away, he really threw it away. About 15 feet over the head of J.K. McKay. Second and goal to go for Southern California at the Ohio State 6. The game tied at 7. Ray pitches to the tailback. Davis around the left side, cuts into the 10. 5-yard line, and Davis is out of bounds at the 2-yard line. The Ohio State 2. Linebacker Arnie Jones ran him out of bounds. As Davis turned the corner at the 10, Jones, great pursuit, ran him out of bounds at the 2-yard line. And referee Dave Komeski crisscrosses his hands over his head. He's going to call in the crew from the far side for a measurement. Anthony Davis has carried 16 times now at the 16 times in the ball game, and Davis has been able to register 100 yards so far in the game. But Davis has been shut out. He hasn't been able to get a touchdown as yet. So it's going to be now third down. The ball is at the Ohio State 2-yard line. It'll be third down and about a yard to go for the first down, and the Trojans 2 yards away from a score. A change now. Cliff Culbreth goes out in that offensive line for Southern California. is replaced by Mike Lyon. Charles Young is the tight end. The tackles are Steve Riley and Pete Adams. The guards, Alan Graff and Mike Lyon. The center is Dave Brown. Ray at quarterback. Cunningham the fullback. Anthony Davis the tailback. And Swan is the flanker. Wide to the right side goes McKay. From the Ohio State 2-yard line on third down, the give is to Cunningham. He plunges into the end zone for a touchdown. Sam Cunningham scores for USC. USC fans have seen that play a lot in the last 3 years. The fullback, Sam Cunningham, 6'3" and 218, airborne, plunging in for the score. That's his 10th touchdown this season. The Trojans going 57 yards in 10 plays. Cunningham smacking over from 2 yards out. Hayden in the hole. Ray kicks the extra point. The kick is up. It's good. We have 12 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And we have a timeout with the score. USC 14, Ohio State 7.
Ever think about a service-free car? No, it's not here now. But it's partway here from Chrysler Corporation. Extra care and engineering is bringing it closer. Standard today on every 1973 Dodge, Chrysler, or Plymouth built in this country is electronic ignition. We've eliminated the major cause of ignition tune-ups. There are no points or condensers to wear out, and spark plugs last about 18,000 miles. The service-free car, it's not here. The Chrysler Corporation is working on it. Discover the difference in Chrysler Corporation cars. Drive one.
Now with the USC Trojans leading 14-7, Anthony Davis has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line at the near hash mark, and he is kicking off to 1 of 3. The man in the middle is Archie Griffin, standing back at about the 5-yard line. Here's the boot. It'll be taken by a short man at the 25-yard line. And he is down hard at the 30-yard line. Making the hit for Southern California was Kevin Bruce, a freshman from La Cañada, with help from Al Picarsi. Randy Keith grabbed that ball at about the 23-yard line and got it back to the 30-yard line. So the Ohio State Buckeyes now will have a first down from their own 30-yard line. In the backfield, it'll be Greg Hare at quarterback. Rick Galbos will be the right half. Archie Griffin will be the left half, and the fullback is Randy Keith out of the I formation. Ohio State trails 14-7. The give from the quarterback Hare goes to Archie Griffin, and Griffin moves over left tackle and gets a couple of yards to about the 32. Tackled there by John Grant. And Monty Doris also lended a hand. So a gain of, make it a gain of 1 on the play. Call it 2nd and 9 for the Buckeyes from the Ohio State 31-yard line. We get a change now. At tight end, Craig Puggage comes out, replaced by Powell, Ted Powell. Tim Holycross goes out wide to the left side. Galbos is in a close slot to the left. I formation. Hare pitches to the tailback, Rippett. He's up to the 33-yard line and stopped at the 33-yard line. Shoved all the way back to the 31. The first man to make the hit was linebacker Charles Anthony, a 235-pound junior from Fresno. The second leading tackler on the USC team. A gain of 2 by Archie Griffin. It'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Buckeyes at the Ohio State 33. Puggage comes back in at tight end, and Powell goes out. The center is Steve Luke. Quarterback is Greg Hare. 3rd and 7 for the Bucks from their own 33-yard line. Southern California leading 14-7 early in the third period from the Rose Bowl. Greg Hare bootlegs, now throws out on the out pattern, complete to Tim Holycross at the 45-yard line of Southern California.
California. And Holy Cross was wide open. The pass was thrown a little bit low. Holy Cross had to get down on both knees to make sure of the grab, but make sure he did as he gathered it in at the 45-yard line of Southern California. A gain on the play of 22 yards. First down for the Buckeyes. First and 10 at the Southern California 45-yard line. The official attendance has just been announced by Don Anderson, the USC Sports Information Director. 106,869, a Rose Bowl record, also a modern collegiate record. First and 10 from the Southern California 45-yard line. Hare hands off to Griffith, big hole, 30, and Griffith is finally brought down at the 27-yard line. It was Randy Keith who carried the ball, not Griffith. It was Randy Keith. A gain of 18 yards on the play.
Mike, in that preceding play, that particular pass that was caught by Tim Holycross was the first pass that Holycross has caught all season. He has not been used very much for Ohio State. He's been out much of the time because of an injury.
Okay, it's first and 10 now for Ohio State at the Southern California 28-yard line. The Buckeyes trying to come back, trailing 14-7. The give is to Griffith around the left side. He's at the 20, the 15, and Archie Griffith gets down to the Southern California 10-yard line. The speedy freshman from Columbus, Ohio, around the left side, getting some good blocks. First from Randy Keith, the fullback, and it was Ken Gray, a sophomore linebacker, who finally brought him down. The officials spot the ball down at the 11-yard line. A gain of 17 by Archie Griffith. It'll be first and 10 for the Bucks at the Southern California 11-yard line. Straight T formation now for Ohio State with Greg Hare at quarterback. Hare turns around, hands off to Randy Keith, his fullback, and Keith is stacked up as he tried to go over right tackle. First man to make the tackle, Monty Doris. He's 6'3" and 232, a junior out of Fresno. Gain on the play of just about a yard. It'll be second down and 9 as the Buckeyes are 9 yards away from another first down and about 10 yards away from a touchdown. 9:41 remaining here in the third quarter. Archie Griffith in the game today has 93 yards in 18 carries. Second and 9, Ohio State from the Trojan 10-yard line. Hare hands off to his left halfback. And Galbos gallops down to about the 6-yard line of Southern California, tackled there by Charles Anthony. Gain of 4 on the play. Third down and 5 at the Southern California 6-yard line. Dale Mitchell, John Grant, Jeff Winans, James Sims, Charles Anthony, Ken Gray, Charles Phillips, Charles Hinton, Eddie Johnson, Artemis Parker on defense as the Trojans dig in. Southern California 14, Ohio State 7, 8:55 to go, third quarter. Third and 5 from the Southern California 6. Hare hands off to Randy Keith, plunges into the middle, and Keith is stacked up at around the 5 or 4-yard line. They unpile near the 4-yard line of Southern California. Anthony led that defensive charge for Southern California. Charles Anthony and George Collette was also in there on the play. They're going to spot the ball down at the 4, a gain of 2. It'll be fourth and 3, and we're going to get a field goal attempt by Blair Conway, who is 4 out of 8 in the field goal department this year for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Brian Bashnagel will hold. He's a soccer-style kicker. Blair Conway, snap back, placed down by Bashnagel. The kick is up. It is good, but a penalty marker has been dropped. The boot was good by Blair Conway, but a penalty marker was dropped just as the ball was snapped. So we will await the referee, Dave Komeski's signal. It's offside against Southern California. So it appears that that field goal will hold up by Ohio State. Yep, that's it. The Trojans offside. But we still have a discussion there at the 5-yard line of Southern California. It's being explained now by the referee, Dave Komeski.
So if that field goal by Blair Conway holds up, the Buckeyes went 70 yards in 8 plays. Yep, the field goal was okay. So we have a timeout with 8 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the third quarter with the score, USC 14, Ohio State 10.
You probably have your own particular way of getting started on cold mornings this time of the year, like staying in that hot shower a little longer than usual, having an extra hot cup of coffee at breakfast, or bundling up in a heavy coat before you go out. Well, that's well for you, but what about getting your car started on cold mornings this time of the year? Well, hot coffee won't help, but here's something that will: Wynn's Friction Proofing. See, when you add a can of Wynn's Friction Proofing to your oil, it forms a chemical barrier on all the moving parts of your engine. It smooths and seals metal surfaces to reduce friction. And with friction reduced, your engine becomes easier to start. What's more, that chemical barrier protects metal surfaces while your crankcase oil warms up enough to provide proper lubrication. Look for the purple can of Wynn's Friction Proofing at stores selling automotive supplies. It's a really great way to treat your car engine this time of year.
The Buckeyes have to settle for the three-pointer on the 25-yard field goal by Blair Conway. Trojans' lead now is 4 at 14-10. We're lining up for the kickoff, and Kuhn kicks it off again, a little squib kick that bounces at the 40-yard line, and it's picked up there by Sam Cunningham. He's up to the 44, slammed out of bounds at the 44-yard line in front of the Ohio State bench. They had Cunningham up at around the 35-yard line, a little squib kick. They don't want to kick to Anthony Davis, and Ken Kuhn's kick was grabbed by Cunningham, and he got it back to the 44-yard line. So once again, the Trojans have good field position here with a first down from their own 44-yard line.
Mike, Ohio State is paying a heavy price in trying to keep their kickoffs away from Anthony Davis because those short squib kicks are giving Southern Cal excellent field position.
Indeed they are, Marv Homan. It's 14-10, Southern California over Ohio State. 8:06 to go, third quarter. Lynn Swan moves in motion to the right side from the SC 44-yard line. Mike Reyes back to pass. He fires for Swan, and Swan has the ball at the 38-yard line of Ohio State, and Swan gets it down to the Buckeye 33. The Ohio State safety man, Rich Parsons, finally made the tackle. A great grab at the Buckeye 38 by Len Swan, who had to make a leaping grab there at the Buckeye 38. And he was finally put down by Parsons, the safety man, 23 yards through the air. Parsons made the bump just as soon as Swan caught the ball, but Swan then picked up an extra 5 yards. First and 10 now. The ball is at the Ohio State 33-yard line. Lynn Swan has caught 5 passes in this game. Swan in motion to the right side as Ray pitches out to Davis around the right. He's at the 30. Davis is inside the 30, down to the Ohio State 26-yard line. Gain of 7 by Davis, sweeping the right side. Davis brought down by the Ohio State linebacker, Arnie Jones. So it's 2nd and 3 now. The ball at the Ohio State 26-yard line. It's 14-10 the score. Southern California leading Ohio State by 4. We have 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. On defense, it's Decree, Hazenall, Williams, and Scannell. Up front for Ohio State, the linebackers are Gratishard, Jones, and Middleton. 2nd and 3 at the Buckeye 26-yard line. Ray hands off to Davis over the right side. Davis is stopped at the 26. George Hazenall made the hit. Hazenall at 6'1", 262, a senior, the captain of the defensive Ohio State unit. They placed the ball down right at the Ohio State 26-yard line, so it's going to be third down and about 3 yards to go for the first down. Trojans ball at the Ohio State 26. Clock showing about 6.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Doug Plank is in there at one of the roverback spots now for Ohio State. Manny Moore is in there at fullback. Cunningham is the tailback. The give is to Cunningham. Slams over the right side to pick up the first down. Cunningham stopped at the 20-yard line. Doug Plank made the tackle for Ohio State. But that time they lined Cunningham up in the tailback spot, and Manny Moore was the fullback, and Cunningham slammed down to the 20. So it'll be a first and 10 for Southern California. The ball just outside the Ohio State 20-yard line. Wide to the left side comes Edesso Garrison for Southern California. In the slot to the left, Lynn Swan out of the I formation. The give is to Davis. Davis at the 15. Davis to the 10. Davis to the 5. Davis scores for USC. Davis run. Anthony Davis did it almost by himself. Once he got by the line of scrimmage, the 20-yard line, a stutter-type run, moving first to his right, then his left, zigging here, zagging there, a 20-yard touchdown run for Anthony Davis. The Trojans driving 56 yards in 5 plays. Pat Hayden, the number 2 quarterback, is in the hole. Dave Brown is the center. Snap back. Here is Mike Ray's boot, and Mike Ray tacks on the extra point. 5 minutes and 51 seconds to go in the third quarter. We have a timeout with the score. Southern California 21, Ohio State 10.
So you found a new pad, you're moving your stuff. Well, that's okay. This car's enough. Plymouth Space Duster. You get a fold-down seat here on the back. Gives you 6.5 feet of space to pack. Whatever you got to pack in the back. Full-leg carpet. Seat folds up, too. With a roof that opens on a country ride, don't cost much extra. Let the sun inside. Crank shut, too. Nice and tight. Guess the sun don't shine very much at night. Of course, everybody knows that. Plymouth Space Duster. You can get more out of it, because you can get more into it. Plymouth Duster. Extra care and engineering. It makes the difference.
That 20-yard touchdown dash by Anthony Davis updates his stats this way. 19 carries, 126 yards, 1 touchdown. Ray has hit on 15 out of 20 for 185 yards. Davis kicks off. The ball will be fielded by Brian Brashnagel at the 3, 5, 10. Brashnagel at the 15, stopped at the 20-yard line. Brashnagel brought down at the 20-yard line by Eugene Lowry. Ohio State will put it in play at that point, and we pause now. 10 seconds for station identification.
WHO Des Moines broadcasting the Iowa State basketball game Tuesday night, starting at 7.
On the kickoff, a penalty against Southern California, personal foul. The Buckeyes now will get a first down at the Ohio State 36-yard line. That's 5 penalties against Southern California in the game. 1 against Ohio State thus far. First and 10 for the Bucks from the Ohio State 36-yard line. The Trojans are on top, 21-10, late in the third period. The give from Hare goes to his back, Rick Galbos, and Galbos gets up to about the 38-yard line. Again on the play of 2 yards, George Follett, the defensive tackle, made the stop. It'll be second down and 8 at the Ohio State 38-yard line. Bradshaw started to come onto the field for Ohio State, but he's been waved back. I formation for the Ohio State Buckeyes from their own 38. Hare bootlegs. Now he's back to pass, and he's in trouble. He unloads in the last split second. Gets it up to the 45-yard line. A fumble, and it is recovered by big pileup at the 47-yard line. Ohio State makes the recovery. Hare was about to be pulled down. One of the Trojans had him by the nape of the neck and the shirt and was ready to drag him down. Hare stayed on his feet, unloaded to Griffith, and Griffith got the ball down to the 45, making about the 47-yard line of the Trojans. He was hit, popped up the ball, and it was recovered by Fred Puggett of Ohio State. So the Buckeyes get a first down out of that most unusual play. First and 10 at the Southern California 47-yard line. Holy Cross goes out wide to the left side. First and 10, Ohio State at the Trojan 47. Hare hands off to Griffin, the Randy Keith around the left side, and Keith is stopped right about the line of scrimmage. On the tackle is Jeff Winans, a senior from Turlock, California, at 6'4" and 256. They spot the ball down at the Trojan 47. No gain on the play. It'll be second down and 10 at the Southern California 47-yard line. Greg Hare at quarterback has in his backfield Randy Keith, Archie Griffin, and Rick Galbos. Tim Holycross, the split in, goes wide to the left side. Galbos is in a close slot to the left. Hare fakes the handoff. He's back to pass, has time. Now the rush is on. There's one good block, and Hare comes up to the line of scrimmage, dumps it off. It is complete to Archie Griffin at the 37-yard line. And on a scramble play by Greg Hare, teaming up with Archie Griffith, gets the Buckeyes down to the Southern California 36-yard line, a gain of 11, and a first down for Ohio State. Great scrambling tactics by the Ohio State quarterback, Greg Hare. The tackle was finally made by linebacker Richard Wood.
Interestingly enough, Mike, on that particular play, Hare could have run or passed. He elected to pass, and it was good for a first down.
Split in, Tim Holycross comes out wide to the right side. A power I right formation for Ohio State. Hare is hit on 4 out of 6 for 58 yards. Hare hands off this time to Archie Griffith, tries the middle, and Archie gets to the 33-yard line, a gain of 3. Charles Anthony and George Follett made the tackle for Southern California. Second down and 7 at the Southern California 33-yard line. We have 3 minutes and 15 seconds to play in the third quarter. It's Southern California 21, Ohio State 10. It was 7-7 at halftime. Champ Henson comes back in at fullback now. Going out is Randy Keith, who has seen a lot of action here today for Ohio State. So Henson and Griffith in the backfield, back of the quarterback Greg Hare. On second and 7, Hare fakes the handoff, wants to throw across the middle. The pass is intercepted. It is intercepted by Phillips at the 50, down to the 30. He cuts into the 32-yard line. Charles Phillips is brought down at the Ohio State 32-yard line. The ball was tapped up in the air. The ball was touched first by Eddie Johnson, the right cornerback. Then Phillips, trailing on the play, came up to make the interception, and Phillips, who is from Pasadena, played high school ball here in the shadow of the Rose Bowl just 2 years ago, gets it back to the Ohio State 32-yard line. A 50-yard return with the interception by Charles Phillips, the first interception in the game today. Trojans ball, first and 10 at the Ohio State 32-yard line. 2 minutes and 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. USC 21, Ohio State 10. Lynn Swan goes in motion to the right side as Ray hands off to Davis. Big hole, 30, 25, 20, 15. Davis is wrapped up and brought down at the Ohio State 13-yard line. A 19-yard run by Anthony Davis. Rich Parsons, the Buckeye safety man, saved the touchdown by bringing him down. They spot the ball down at the Ohio State 14. Davis now, in 20 carries, has 145 yards. A.D. Davis has been averaging 7 yards per carry. First and 10 for the Trojans at the Ohio State 14-yard line. Ray back to throw, fires, caught complete by the tight end, Young, and Young is spilled at the Buckeye 3-yard line. Linebacker Randy Gradishar finally got him, but it'll be first and goal to go for Southern California at the Ohio State 3-yard line. The pass play from Ray to Charles Young netted the Trojans 11 yards. And SC on the march again. And this is USC games during the regular 1972 season. A strong third and fourth quarter performance. First and goal to go for the Trojans at the Ohio State 3. Out of the I formation, Ray hands off to Cunningham. Penalty marker is down as Cunningham plunges down to about the 1 yard line. The tackle was made by Rick Middleton of Ohio State. The penalty will be against Ohio State. It appears to be the Bucks were offside, but we'll wait and see. Dave Kametsky, the referee, explaining the options now to the Trojans at around the 4 yard line. Ray, by the way, has been just short of sensational here today. He has completed 11 passes in a row. He has completed 16 out of 21 in the game for 195 yards and 1 touchdown. The referee, Dave Kametsky, still explaining the options to Mike Ray, and Ray is going to take the penalty. It'll be half the distance to the goal line, so the ball will go down to the Ohio State 1.5 yard line. So it'll be first and goal to go for the Trojans from the Buckeye 1.5 yard line. Edessel Garrison is wide to the left side. Lynn Swan is in the slot to the left. Manny Moore and Cunningham in the backfield. The give is to Cunningham, and he flips in for another score. Sam Cunningham, voted USC's back of the year by his teammates, gets his second touchdown here in the third period in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Sam now has carried only 5 times, has gained only 15 yards, but Sam Bam Cunningham, the senior from Santa Barbara, California, has crossed the goal line twice in this game. Pat Hayden comes in to hold. Mike Ray is ready to kick the extra point. The center is Dave Brown, a senior from Glendale. Snap back, placed down. The kick by Mike Ray is up. It is good. So, with only a minute and 25 seconds to go in the third quarter, the Trojans now take a 28-10 lead over Ohio State. Here is Marv Homan.
Mike, Southern Cal is just blowing Ohio State right out of here in this third quarter. Southern Cal now has 3 touchdowns. Ohio State has just a field goal. On this last particular drive, after the dramatic interception and a return of some 50 yards, Southern Cal goes 32 yards in 3 plays in rather ridiculous ease. Ray kicked the extra point, and so the Trojans are now in a commanding position to leading Ohio State 28-10. And this, of course, will completely take Ohio State out of its normal game plan and force them to play wide-open football, which is very much out of character.
Anthony Davis is ready to kick off for Southern California. Cornelius Green, a 4th-string quarterback, is the deep man for Ohio State, standing back on the Buckeye 5 or 6 yard line. Here's the boot by Davis. It angles over to the far side of the field, and it's taken by Green at the 15. He's up to the 20. Green up to the 25, is hit and spins ahead to about the 29-yard line. Green brought down at the 29-yard line by Al Pekarsik, a senior from Anaheim, California. Southern California has had the ball 3 times here in the third quarter, and Southern California has scored a touchdown every time. 3 times with the ball, 3 touchdowns, 3 out of 3. That's not bad, and that's the story for SC. We have 1 minute and 21 seconds to go in the third quarter. Trojans leading 28-10. Ohio State's ball, first and 10 from the Buckeye 29-yard line. Hare pitches back to the trailing back, Galbos, and Galbos is nailed at the line of scrimmage, the 29-yard line. Sugar Bear Hinton made the tackle, and Hinton does a little dance as he comes up and gets the slaps from his teammates. It'll be second and 10 at the 29-yard line, the Ohio State 29. The halftime score was 7-7. But SC came out strong here in the third quarter. Southern California now leads 28-10 over Ohio State. Morris Bradshaw is wide to the left side. Galbos is in the slot. Hare bootlegs. Now he's back to throw. Throws across. It is incomplete at the 42-yard line of the Buckeyes. Galbos was the intended receiver, and a flag was dropped away from play. On pass defense for Southern California was Eddie Johnson. The penalty will be against Ohio State.
Yes, illegal motion called against Ohio State before the snap of the ball, Mike, and now Southern Cal has the option of whether to take the play, which was an incompleted pass, or a 5-yard penalty.
Illegal motion is the signal. The penalty declined by Southern California. They want the down. That'll set up 3rd and 10 for Ohio State from the Buckeye 29-yard line. The Pac-8 has won the last 3 Rose Bowl games from the Big Ten. Southern California's victory over Michigan, then Stanford's 2 victories over Ohio State and Michigan, and the Trojans of USC trying to make it 4 straight here this afternoon. On 3rd and 10, Hare fakes the handoff, rolls out to his left, sets up, he's in trouble. Hare decides to run, and he's down to the line of scrimmage, the 29-yard line. It was Glenn Bird, a sophomore tackle, who made the hit on Hare with help from George Valletta Sr. Hare is from Oakland, 6'3", 234. Valletta is from Huntington Beach, 6'4", and 250. It'll be 4th and 10 for Ohio State at the Buckeye 29-yard line, and Gary Lago is back in punt formation. 2 men drop back deep for Southern California, Lynn Swan and Charles Hinton. Lago gets off a poor punt off the side of his foot, doesn't travel very far, hits at the 48-yard line of Southern California, takes an Ohio State roll, and rolls out of bounds at the Southern California 33-yard line. So although Lago didn't get off a good boot, he got a good roll, and it wound up a 37-yard punt by Lago of Ohio State. The Trojans now will have a first down coming up, but that's the end of the third quarter here in the Pasadena Rose Bowl with the score USC 28, Ohio State 10.
Hi, this is Joe Garagiola. See, are you looking for your definition of sports? Well, to some people, it's a world of statistics. Now, others think only about the superstars. And there are even those who think that sports is simply a matter of winning and losing. Let me tell you something. I think that people who really like sports care about bullpen catchers as well as superstars. They care about how a player feels, not just what the stat sheet says. I think a real sports fan knows that winning and losing are important, but so are the people who win and lose. On my sports show every day on NBC, we talk about people. Superstars? Sure, but we talk about the guys who'll never be superstars. And we talk about the most important people in sports, the ones who buy the tickets to see the games. If you're a sports fan, join me right here every day for the Joe Garagiola Sports Show. And if you're not a sports fan, drop by anyway. We might be able to share a laugh.
The Ohio State Buckeyes from the Big Ten really face a Herculean task here. To start this fourth quarter, they're down by 18 points. The Trojans with the first down from their own 33-yard line. Quarterback is Mike Ray. Mike Ray turns around, gives off to Davis over the left side. Davis across the 35 up to about the 37-yard line. A pickup of 4 by A.D. Pete Cusick and Randy Gradishar, the 2 Buckeyes who brought him down. Gain of 4 more by Davis. It's second down and 6 at the Southern California 37-yard line. Davis now 149 yards in 21 carries. The stats on Mike Ray, he's completed 16 out of 21 for 195 yards and 1 touchdown, and Ray is working on quite a string. He has completed his last 11 passes in a row. The handoff goes to Davis. He's up to the 40, Stutter stepping his way up to the 45-yard line and pulled out about the 43. Anthony Davis brought down at about the, let's see where they're going to place the ball, at the 45-yard line. A pickup of 8. That will be enough for another first down. Rug Plank and Neil Colsey from the Ohio State secondary brought him down. But AD gets 8 more, and it's a first down for the Trojans from their own 45-yard line. A change now at fullback. Sam Cunningham goes out for Southern California. Manny Moore replaces him. The Trojans have racked up 17 first downs in the game. USC 28, Ohio State 10. Lynn Swann is in the slot to the left. J.K. McKay is split wide. The pitch goes to Davis around the left side. He slips one tackle, gets up to the 45-yard line, and down he goes hard, right at the line of scrimmage. Charles Young banged into Davis and actually caused him to slow up, and then Charles Beecroft put the clincher on him at the 45-yard line. No gain on the play. Second and 10 for the Cardinal and Gold of Southern California from the USC 45-yard line. Rod McNeil comes in now, along with Sam Cunningham. We're going to get a new set of backs, and a big cheer from across the way. The USC fans applauding Anthony Davis as Davis goes off the field. The new tailback will be Rod McNeil. McNeil is 6'2", 218, a junior. He started out as the number 1 tailback and then got a little bit of an injury, giving Davis the chance, and they haven't been able to get Davis out of there. Too much time now against Southern California. Delay of the game penalty coming up against USC. Well, wherever you are listening to the broadcast today throughout the world, we want to pass along our very best to you. New Year's Day wishes from all of us at NBC Sports from Pasadena. It'll be second and 15 now for the Trojans as the ball is moved back to the USC 40-yard line. We're in the fourth period. We have 12 minutes and 54 seconds to go in this Rose Bowl game. Wide to the right side comes the flanker back, Lynn Swann. Out of the I formation, the tailback, McNeil, goes in motion to the right. The give is to the fullback, Cunningham. Big hole, 45, 50, down into Ohio State territory. Stopped at the Buckeye 47-yard line. A romp of 13 yards by fullback Sam Cunningham. Arnie Jones and Rich Parsons finally caught up with him to bring him down. Jones, the linebacker, and Parsons, the safety man. It'll be third down and 2 as Cunningham ripped off a gain of 13 yards. Cunningham now has 28 yards to go along with his 2 touchdowns today. Wide to the right side, J.K. McKay. And the slot to the right is Lynn Swann. From the Ohio State 47, Ray hands off to Cunningham. Slams over the left side, picks up the first down as he moves it down to the Ohio State 44-yard line. Pete Cusick made the tackle for Ohio State. So the Trojans now, content to stay on the ground with that lead they have here in the fourth period, leading 28-10, pick up another first down, and now they have ball control going for them against Ohio State. First and 10 SC at the Ohio State 44-yard line. That's the 18th first down picked up in the game by Southern California. McKay is split to the left side. A power I left formation with Lynn Swann, the left halfback. Now he moves in motion to the right side. Mike Ray pulls back to pass. He's got a string of 11 straight completions. He's in trouble. He throws. The pass is caught by Charles Young at the 32 of the Buckeyes. The Southern California tight end made the grab in front of defensive back Neil Colsey at the 32-yard line. A gain of 12, and it'll be another first down for Southern California. And USC driving again. First and 10 at the Ohio State 32-yard line. The lights have been on here in Pasadena since halftime. The sun is about ready to set at another, 15, 20 minutes or so here on the West Coast. And we're going to get a change at one of the guards. Alan Gallagher replaces Alan Graff at left guard. And there's quite a story there. If I get a chance, pass it along to you. As Ray pitches out to his tailback, McNeil, wide around the right side, and McNeil is thrown out of bounds near the Buckeye 30-yard line.
on the stop for Ohio State. Call it a gain of 3 yards. The ball is placed down at the Ohio State 29-yard line, 2nd and 7. Alan Gallagher was the starting offensive guard for Southern California the first 3 games of the season, and he got a knee injury in the Illinois game back in Champaign-Urbana, and he had to have knee surgery the next day, and he's finally made it back here in the Rose Bowl. Alan Gallagher, 6'3", 261, a senior from Sylmar. 2nd and 7, Trojans ball at the Ohio State 29-yard line. Ray pulls back. He wants to throw. He's hit 12 in a row. He throws long and deep over the head of John McKay at the 2-yard line of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Tim Fox was covering for Ohio State. That stops the clock. We have 10 minutes and 25 seconds to go. It's Southern California 28, Ohio State 10. Here's Marv.
Mike, on that particular play, J.K. McKay had a good step to step and a half advantage on Fox, but the pass was just a little bit overthrown.
Mike Ray had a string of 12 in a row snapped with that incompletion. That's his first incompleted pass since early in the second quarter. Mike Ray, the senior from Lakewood, bowing out in a blaze of glory. In motion goes the tailback McNeil. Ray rolls out to his left, throws on the run. It's caught by Swan at the 10-yard line. He steps out of bounds at the Ohio State 9. Mike Ray to Lynn Swan, right in front of Doug Plank, who was the closest man to him, really. Nothing Plank could do because Swan made the grab at the 10, stepped out of bounds at the 9. 20 more yards on the pass completion. Ray to Lynn Swan. It's first down, goal to go for the Trojans at the Ohio State 9-yard line. Here comes Anthony Davis back into the Southern California lineup. So Davis will be back in there at tailback. The fullback will be Cunningham. USC out in front, 28-10, threatening to get some more. McKay wide to the right side. The pitch goes to the flanker back. Swan around the right side. Then Swan fumbles the ball, and it's recovered at the 6-yard line by Dave Brown, the Southern California center. Van Decree made the hit on Swan, forcing Swan to cough up the football. But Dave Brown, the Southern California center, made the recovery for the Trojans at the Buckeye 7. And an Ohio State man is hurt. The referee, Dave Komeski, calls for a timeout.
The injured player on that particular play is Neil Colsey of Ohio State. Colsey was a player who came up and put pressure on Swan, actually played a part in causing the ball to bounce loose. And then, fortunately for Southern California, the ball bounced forward and Southern Cal recovered. Now there's a timeout on the field with a score of Southern California 28, Ohio State 10.
Give your hand to a friend. Give your heart to your love. But give your coat to contact.
We think a cold medicine's real job is helping you feel better. Not just at night, but all the time. So, we make Contact with 600 tiny time pills in each capsule to help your sneezing, runny nose, even nasal congestion up to 12 hours. Contact helps relieve all these soggy symptoms all night tonight while you sleep, then all day tomorrow. That's why we say, don't ask a cold tablet or nighttime liquid to do Contact's job. They can't. Take Contact early.
Give your hand to a friend. Give your heart to your love. But give your coat to Contact.
Number 1 in the whole world.
Neil Colsey, the injured player, is on the bench now. His place is taken in the secondary by John Hughes. 2nd and goal to go for Southern California at the Ohio State 7-yard line. Power eye right. Now Swan moves up to a slot back to the left. Ray pitches out to McNeil around the left side. McNeil at the 10, turns the corner at the 5, and McNeil is bumped out of bounds at the 2-yard line of Ohio State. Van Decree, the left end, wouldn't allow Rod McNeil to turn that corner and bumped him out of bounds at the Buckeye 2-yard line. A gain of 5 by McNeil. 3rd and goal now for the Trojans at the Ohio State 2-yard line. Got a new pair of backs in there now for Southern California. Manford Moore and Sam Cunningham. Cunningham already has 2 touchdowns today. Will they hand it off to Sam and have him go airborne again? We'll see. Moore's the fullback. They give us to Cunningham. He plunges. He is stacked up at about the 1-yard line. Cunningham, trying for his 3rd touchdown, was brought down by Shad Williams, George Hazenall, and Pete Cusick at the 1-yard line. So it'll be 4th and goal for the Trojans at the Ohio State 1-yard line. The clock moving, 9.5 minutes left. USC 28, Ohio State 10. The Buckeyes had that great goal line stand against Michigan in the final game of the regular Big Ten season. Now it's 4th and goal for the Trojans at the Buckeye 1. The give is to Cunningham. He plunges over. Cunningham scores his 3rd touchdown of this Rose Bowl game. Cunningham, who hasn't carried much this season for Southern California because of a plentiful supply of backs headed up by Anthony Davis and Rod McNeil and Alan Carter. Sam Cunningham bowing out today with 3 touchdowns for Southern California. So SC drives 67 yards in 12 plays, and the score mounts. Hayden is in the hold. Ray will be in to attempt the extra point. The center is Dave Brown. The ball is snapped back, placed down by Pat Hayden. The kick by Mike Ray is up, and it is good. So we have a timeout with 9 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the game, and the score is USC 35, Ohio State 10.
You probably have your own particular way of getting started on cold mornings this time of the year, like staying in that hot shower a little longer than usual, having an extra hot cup of coffee at breakfast, or bundling up in a heavy coat before you go out. Well, that's well for you, but what about getting your car started on cold mornings this time of the year? Well, hot coffee won't help, but here's something that will: Wynn's Friction Proofing. See, when you add a can of Wynn's Friction Proofing to your oil, it forms a chemical barrier on all the moving parts of your engine. It smooths and seals metal surfaces to reduce friction. And with friction reduced, your engine becomes easier to start. What's more, that chemical barrier protects metal surfaces while your crankcase oil warms up enough to provide proper lubrication. Look for the purple can of Wynn's Friction Proofing at stores selling automotive supplies. It's a really great way to treat your car engine this time of year.
A reminder that starting this week and every week thereafter, Monitor will bring you progress reports on the PGA golf tournaments, starting with the Glenn Campbell Los Angeles Open on Thursday. Here's the kickoff by Davis. Green is the deep man in the middle for Ohio State. It'll be fielded by Green at the 4. Runs it out. 5, 10. Green at the 15. Up to the 20. Green 25. Green at the 30. And is brought down at the 32-yard line. Nice return by Green. The tackle was made by Marvin Cobb, a sophomore from Carson. Ohio State trailing 35-10. And just as Davis got ready to kick off, the SC fans across the way were chanting, "We're number one." Well, SC already is number one in the UPI coaches poll, and quite naturally they're going to be number one in the AP poll after this one is over. A little over 9 minutes to go. USC 35, Ohio State 10. Buckeyes ball, 1st and 10 from the Ohio State 32-yard line. The quarterback is now Morrison. Morrison hands off to Rick Galbos, who tries the middle and gets up to the 40-yard line. Gain on the play of some 8 yards. Monty Doris, the middle guard of the Trojans, was there to stack him up. 2nd down and 2. Ohio State's ball at the Ohio State 40-yard line. Archie Griffin now leads the Ohio State lineup. So we'll get a new halfback for the Buckeyes. The quarterback is Morrison. Steve Morrison. Brings him out in an old-fashioned T formation backfield. 2nd and 2 at the Ohio State 40. Morrison, the quarterback, hands off this time to Champ Hinson, the fullback, and Hinson gets across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. It'll be a first down for the Ohio State Buckeyes. James Sims, USC's defensive end, brought him down. Gain of 6 by Henson. First and 10, Ohio State at the Buckeye 46. This game was 7-7 at the intermission, but the Trojans have played a very strong second half, lead it now 35-10. Morrison hands off to Galbos, the halfback, and he gets up to the 49-yard line, a pickup of 3 more by Rich Galbos. Mike Hancock, the middle guard of the Trojans, put him down at the 49. Call it 2nd and 7 for Ohio State from their own 49-yard line. Huge crowd today of better than 104,000. The official attendance was passed along moments ago. It was over 106,000. The greatest crowd ever to watch a modern collegiate football contest. Morrison bootlegs on the play, sets up, back to throw. Penalty marker is dropped. The pass is intercepted by Hinton at the 40, up to the 45, 50. Sugar Bear down to the 45, and he steps out of bounds in front of the Ohio State bench at the 41-yard line. Charles Hinton, a senior from East Orange, New Jersey, making the interception. But let's wait and see about the penalty now. The penalty is against Ohio State, so the Trojans will have the ball with the first down at the Ohio State 41-yard line. 7.5 minutes remaining to be played.
Mike, that forward pass that Steve Morrison threw was his first forward pass as a collegian. He has not thrown any passes this year during the regular season. He did carry the ball a couple of times. Another note, in scoring 35 points, this is the most points that have been scored against an Ohio State team since the 3rd game of the season in 1967 by Purdue.
Well, the Trojans have had the ball 4 times in the second half. They've scored all 4. Bullware, and they're at flanker back. And Hayden is the quarterback. Hayden sets up, throws. It is caught by Moore at the 45. Manny Moore at the 40, down to the 35, 30. Manny Moore brought down at the 26-yard line of Ohio State. A gain of 15 yards on the screen pass from Pat Hayden to Manny Moore. 15 yards and a first down for Southern California at the Ohio State 26. Rick Middleton and Arnie Jones, the 2 Buckeye linebackers, finally got Manny Moore down at the Buckeye 26. Pat Hayden, highly touted sophomore. He'll be the USC quarterback in 1973. And this is 73. We have 7 minutes to go in a game, and Hayden is in there. First and 10 at the Buckeye 26-yard line. Bullware moves up into a close slot to the right. Hayden pitches back to McNeil around the left side. Finds some tough running room as he gets to the 25-yard line and is stopped at about the 25 or 24-yard line. The tackle was made by Mike Scannell, the defensive end, and linebacker Rick Middleton. The ball is spotted down at the 24-yard line, and we will pause now. 10 seconds for station identification.
WHO Des Moines broadcasting the Iowa State basketball game Tuesday night, starting at 7.
Mike Walden along with Marv Homan from the Rose Bowl. We have 6:21 to go in the game. USC 35-10 over Ohio State. The give is to McNeil. Big hole. McNeil is down to the 8-yard line. Rod McNeil shooting down to the Ohio State 8-yard line. Scannell and Arnie Jones caught up with him and brought him down. A gain of 16 on the play by McNeil. He is only a junior. He will return in 73. Rod McNeil, who missed all of the 1971 season because of hip surgery, came back strong in 72. So it's first and goal to go for the Trojans at the Ohio State 8-yard line. Ray Washmere is now in there at fullback. Hayden rolls out to the right side. Hayden makes his cut at the 12, and he's down to the 12-yard line. Right on top of him was linebacker Randy Gradishar of Ohio State. Gradishar had a hole of his uniform, back of his helmet, and Gradishar just pulled him to the ground at the 12-yard line. A loss on the play of 4 yards. Second down, still goal to go for the Trojans, but now the ball is back at the Ohio State 12-yard line. Pat Hayden at quarterback. He's got Manny Moore as his fullback. Rod McNeil, the tailback. Up front, Dave Brown, the center. And we've got Alan Gallagher and Cliff Culbreth as the guards. Booker Brown, Pete Adams as the tackle. Chris Vela is in there at tight end. We have a timeout here in the Rose Bowl with the score, USC 35, Ohio State 10.
Let me tell you about some products I sell very proudly. Chryslers and Plymouths. You know why I love them? They're constantly striving to make stronger cars, safer cars, better cars that run better than any they have ever built. They all have something in common, too. Engineering care. It goes into every Chrysler and every Plymouth. That new mid-size satellite Sebring Plus, for instance. That's some car. And they tell me the new Chrysler is the quietest Chrysler ever. And the new Plymouth Fury. Wow, there's a beautiful car. And part of the beauty of it is the way it fights rust and corrosion with all sorts of rust preventatives. See these new Chryslers and Plymouths at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer, won't you?
Chrysler Plymouth. Extra care in engineering. It makes a difference.
Less than 5.5 minutes remaining, 5:28 to be exact. Trojans out in front, 35-10. Second and goal to go as Bulwer goes in motion to the left side. Hayden is back to throw. He stops, sets up, throws in the end zone, and it's batted away from the tight end, Chris Vela. Vela was about a yard deep in the end zone, but he was well covered by Tim Fox and Rich Parsons, and it was Fox who batted the ball away from Chris Vela. Vela, by the way, is the brother of John Vela, who was the All-America tackle at USC the last couple of years. John Vela now with the Oakland Raiders. Manny Moore leaves at fullback. Ray Washmira is back in for Southern California. Washmira is from San Francisco, 6'1", 212, and a junior. Third and goal to go. The ball at the Ohio State 12. Hayden fakes the handoff. Now he gives it off to McNeil. Neal at the 10. McNeil at the 5. McNeil trying to get in the end zone, but he's out of bounds at the 1 or 2 yard line. McNeil slanting across the field, out of bounds near the Buckeye 1 yard line. It was Doug Plank, the cornerback, who ran him out of bounds. And here comes Cunningham back in for Southern California along with Manny Moore. Is Cunningham going to get the call again? Sam Cunningham already has 3 touchdowns in this Rose Bowl game, and it's now 4th down, goal to go at the Ohio State 1 yard line. Bulwer goes out wide to the right side. Split to the right side is John McKay. Fullback is Moore. Quarterback is Hayden. Hayden gives to Cunningham. He plunges over. Cunningham scores his 4th touchdown of this 1973 Rose Bowl game. Cunningham went airborne again, plunging it over from a yard out. Parsons had a hold of Cunningham, but Sam gave him a free ride. The 4th touchdown, and that's going to send us scurrying to the record books. 4 touchdowns by one player here in the Rose Bowl. Sam Cunningham, the senior from Santa Barbara. Mike Ray in to kick the extra point. Holding will be Pat Hayden. The ball is snapped back, placed down. Mike Ray's kick is up. It's good. So, with 5 minutes and 13 seconds to play now, the score mounts. USC 41, Ohio State 10. Here is Marv.
Well, Mike, we've had to go back in the record books again in rather a dubious distinction, but by scoring 42 points now, the Buckeyes' opposition, that's the most points that's been scored against Ohio State since the Michigan game of 1946. So we're going way back there now, and the Trojans are really turning it on here. This is just a tremendous football team, obviously much too quick for Ohio State, and the great depth of Southern California is really showing. At halftime, the score was 7-7, and frankly, there was very little difference between the play of the two teams. But here in the second half, it has just been all Southern California. Now, the Trojans have had the ball 5 times in the second half and have been absolutely perfect. They have scored a touchdown in each of its 5 possessions. So now it's 42 for Southern Cal, 10 for Ohio State.
I'm sure all of you people are well aware of the tragedy that has befallen the country of Nicaragua. Many thousands of families are homeless and hungry. CARE is there delivering vital relief. Your help is needed now to feed, clothe, and house the earthquake victims. Please send your dollars to CARE, C-A-R-E, Nicaragua Earthquake Fund, Department 2, New York, New York, 10016. Anthony Davis is all set to kick off. Green is the deep man for Ohio State. The ball will be fielded by Green at the 11. Green is up to the 15. Green at the 20. Hurdles one man at the 25, and there he's stopped by Tom Bollinger as the penalty marker is dropped. The tackle was made by Tom Bollinger, a 221-pound junior from Santa Ynez. But just as the tackle was made, the penalty marker was dropped, and they spot the ball at the Ohio State 24-yard line.
It looks like there was a clip called on Larry Wiggins of Ohio State, Mike, and so that'll cost the Buckeyes some more yardage.
Don Anderson of USC just passes along the information that Cunningham, indeed, has set a new Rose Bowl record, 4 touchdowns in one game. Three different men had 3 touchdowns in one game, but never before in the storied history of the Rose Bowl has one player scored 4 touchdowns in a game. Sam Cunningham has done it for USC. So this has been a record-breaking football campaign for USC, and the Trojans are bowing out with one of their finest performances. 42-10 over Ohio State. The quarterback is Morrison. He hands off to Champ Henson, and Henson gets the ball up to about the 12, make it the 16-yard line. Tackle was made by Mike Hancock and Ed Powell. The Trojans have scored 35 points here in the second half. It was 7-7 at halftime. Cunningham has carried 10 times for 34 yards and 4 touchdowns. So they said that USC would have too many guns for Ohio State. That's been the case here today in the Rose Bowl. Out of a balanced line, T formation, the give goes to Elmer Lippert. Lippert, taking the handoff from quarterback Steve Morrison, tries the right side, gets a couple of yards, up to around the 17-yard line. Elmer Layden of Notre Dame scored 3 touchdowns in the Rose Bowl in 1925. Jack Weisenberger, the spinning fullback of Michigan, had 3 in 48. Mel Anthony of Michigan had 3 touchdowns in 65. But Sam Cunningham has topped them all with 4 here today. Clock showing about 4 minutes to go here in the Rose Bowl game. Morrison, the quarterback on the option play, carries over right tackle across the 20 up to about the 23-yard line. Tackle was made by Tom Bollinger, who has just about a 4-point grade point average for USC. And Bollinger, playing on the special unit teams, getting a chance to see a little action on defense now for Southern California. The ball is just short of the 24-yard line. It'll be 3rd down, 4th down. No, they're going to be first down. That's right, at the 24-yard line. So it'll be a first down now for the Ohio State Buckeyes at the 24-yard line. USC 11-0 during the regular 1972 campaign, and topping it all off with an undefeated season. 42-10 right now over Ohio State. 3.5 minutes left. Morrison hands off to Rick Galbos around the left side up to the 25. Galbos up to the 30. Hit and rolls ahead to about the 32-yard line. Jim Lucas, a freshman safety man from Arcadia, brought him down. Gain on the play of 8 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 2 yards to go for the first down. The ball is on the Ohio State 32-yard line. Danny Reese comes in. He's a defensive back now for USC, so the Trojans going with 2 freshmen in the secondary. Morrison hands off to Champ Henson, the fullback, cracks over left tackle, across the 35 up to about the 36-yard line. Bollinger again there on the tackle. Gain of 4, first down for Ohio State at the Buckeye 36-yard line. Lucas leaves. Chris Chaney comes in to replace him for Southern California. And another change, Kevin Bruce, a freshman from La Cañada, is in there on defense for USC. Going out, Ken Gray. Out of the T formation, the handoff goes over to Elmer Lippert around the right side, up to the 40, 45, 50. Lippert is rolled to the ground in Southern California territory at the USC 47-yard line. Marvin Cobb, the sophomore from Carson, made the tackle from the secondary. A first down for Ohio State at the Southern California 47-yard line. USC 42, Ohio State 10, with 2:27 to go. Before 106,869, an all-time record crowd. The give is to Lippert round the right side, and Lippert goes to the 42-yard line. Gain of 5 more by Elmer Lippert, who is from Sandusky, Ohio. And Bruce was on the tackle for Southern California. It'll be second down and 5 for the Buckeyes from the SC 42-yard line. Clock moving, 2 minutes left now. USC 42, Ohio State 10. Again, out of a straight tee in the backfield. Morrison, the quarterback, turns around, keeps on the quarterback option. He cuts in at the 35-yard line and is pulled out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Chris Cheney, who very seldom plays defense. He's a second string or third string split in. But he's getting a little action on defense right now because he is a senior from West Covina. Coach John McKay wants to get him in there. And it was Cheney who made the tackle at the 33-yard line. First down for the Bucks. Gain on that last play of some 9 yards, so it'll be first and 10 for the Ohio State Buckeyes from the Trojan 33-yard line in the waning minutes of the game. Handoff goes to Elmer Lippert around the right side, and he is finally brought down at the 30-yard line. Carl Lorch was in there on the tackle, along with Kevin Bruce and Tom Bollinger. So John McKay now having a chance to give his reserves some action and sharpen them for 1973. SC will open September the 15th in the Coliseum against Frank Broyles and the Arkansas Razorbacks. And you say, well, that's a long time from now, but you'd be surprised how time flies. Football's going to be with us again, and it's not over yet. Second and 7. Ohio State with 1:10 to go in the game. Back to throw is Morrison, a wobbly pass that bounces in front of Bartosik at the split end. Jim Lee applied the pressure on Steve Morrison. Lee is a junior from Granada Hills at 6'5" and 217 pounds. Third down and 7 for Ohio State with the ball at the Southern California 30-yard line. USC with that 42 reminds me of my first Rose Bowl broadcast some 10 years ago. What a wild one that was. USC 42, Wisconsin 37 in the dark. Remember Vanderkellen? Put it up 48 times that day. That's a record that still holds. Ron Vanderkellen. Mill Brune was the Wisconsin coach. Ralph Couric was on that team. Pat Richter the end. What a wild game that was. Third and 7 at the SC 30-yard line. Only a minute and 7 left. The give goes to Elmer Lippert. He tries left tackle, and he gets down to the 24-yard line, a gain of about 6. Tackle was made by Danny Reese, a freshman defensive back from Banning High School in Wilmington, California. They spot the ball down at the 24-yard line, so it'll be 4th and 1 for Ohio State at the Southern California 24-yard line.
Mike, the interesting thing in reflecting on this football game, with 8 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the third period, the score was 14-7 in favor of Southern California. Ohio State had the ball at the 10-yard line in SC territory and elected to go for a field goal, which they made, and that cut the margin to 14-10. Now, that was nearly the midway point in the third period. But after that point, Southern Cal has just been absolutely devastating and had just relentlessly kept the pressure on Ohio State and has scored each time it has had the football in the second half. And now with 1 minute and 1 second remaining in this game, the Trojans have a commanding 42-10 margin.
Marv, I mentioned moments ago, this is my 6th Rose Bowl broadcast, but I'm just a newcomer compared to our producer, Hal Ashby. This is his 18th Rose Bowl game for NBC. Nice going, Hal Ashby. Quarterback is Morrison. Morrison gives to Champ Henson, the fullback. Bucks into the middle of the line trying to pick up that first down, and he got it by about a yard. Brought down about the 22-yard line. Joe Davis, a freshman, made the tackle. So it'll be a first down now for Southern California, and right now they're fielding about an all-freshman team out there. Kevin Bruce is a freshman. Ken Randall, a split in from Kansas City, is getting a little action on defense. He is a freshman. Mike Smith is a sophomore. Danny Reese is a freshman. Alan Carter, a sophomore tailback, is in there on defense as John McKay clears the bench. All 60 that suited up get a taste of action in this 1973 Rose Bowl game. We have a new fullback now for Ohio State, John Bledsoe from Westlake, Ohio. With 54 seconds remaining in the game, first and 10 for Ohio State at the Southern California 22-yard line. The three key men for the Southern California Trojans today have been fullback Sam Cunningham, a record-breaking 4 touchdowns. Mike Ray, who had a string of 12 straight completions before it was broken, and also Anthony Davis. And, of course, the unsung heroes, the men on defense. Ohio State first and 10 from the SC-22. Back to pass to Steve Morrison. He throws. It is caught by Smyrna at the 10-yard line, and he gets down to the Southern California 5-yard line. Ken Randall ran him out of bounds at the 5. So a gain of 17 on the play. First and goal now for Ohio State. And I would imagine a lot of the SC rooters right now are pulling for the Bucks to try to get in there and get a consolation score with 47 seconds left. USC 42, Ohio State 10. Bob McCaffrey now comes in on defense. He's the number 2 offensive center. And one of the offensive tackles, Bob Shaputis, gets a taste of action. He is a tackle on defense. So it's a kind of a quick make-up team there for USC as they dig in on defense. First and goal, Ohio at the Trojan 5-yard line. Quarterback is Morrison. Morrison gives off to Bledsoe, and he scores. John Bledsoe, the fullback, gets the touchdown for Ohio State from 5 yards out. And the Bucks get on the scoreboard here with 44 seconds to go in the game. Ohio State moving 87 yards in 10 plays. John Bledsoe cracking over from the 5-yard line. Blair Conway, the little place kicker, is out there ready to kick the extra point. Holding will be Brian Baschnagel. Center is Tom Nixon. Snap back, place down, the kick is up. It's good. So with 44 seconds to play, the score is now USC 42 and Ohio State 17. Marv?
On that particular extra point, Mike, Southern California was offside, but since the kick was good, of course, the Buckeyes declined the penalty. So it's a very convincing victory for Southern California, 42-17 at the moment with 44 seconds remaining. Not much doubt that this is indeed the nation's #1 football team.
And some insist that it may be the best college football team ever produced, although a lot of people in the Big Ten will argue that Fritz Chrysler's club back in 1948 that came out here and won in the Rose Bowl 49-0 with the Elliots. You remember that great gang? Well, they say that Michigan team perhaps is the best. But the debate goes on with no solution, no real firm answer, but the Trojans have proven a lot of things in 1972 and here in the Rose Bowl game in 1973. This also is a milestone to the Trojans' 49-year-old coach who concludes his 13th season at the helm. It will be his 100th coaching victory. And SC will have a proud Rose Bowl record of 13 victories and 5 defeats in the New Year's Day contests here in Pasadena. Al Pekarsik, one of the deep men for Southern California, with only 44 seconds left, and the Buckeyes about ready to kick off. USC 42, Ohio State 17. Both teams are poised now. We've had a crowd today in excess of 106,000. They saw a 7-7 deadlock at halftime, and then they watched the Trojans pour it on in the second half. Here's a squib onside kick. It doesn't even go more than 5 yards, and finally rolls out of bounds at about the 41-yard line.
They had it teed up on the 40. Blair Conway tried an onside kick. The ball went up to about the 46-yard line, and it was like a curveball. It kept curving off to the left side, and finally went out of bounds in front of the Ohio State bench at about the 40-yard line. USC will take over. First and 10 at the Ohio State 40-yard line. Let's see now the makeup of the Southern California team at the Ohio State 40-yard line. Dave Boulware comes in there. Pat Hayden will be in there. Ray Warshmira, Alan Carter. Chris Vela will be the tight end. One of the guards will be Bob Shaputis.
Mike, I think some of the Southern Cal players were looking over the bench to make exactly sure where they were supposed to play, because there is a mixed lineup in there at the time, and Southern Cal has had to call a timeout to get things reorganized. They have some of the players who do not normally see action out there now, and as a result, they weren't sure exactly who was supposed to play where. Now I guess they've got it straight, because action will resume.
All right, Boulware is coming out now. Pat Hayden will stay in the game. Chris Cheney will be the flanker back. First and 10 for the Trojans at the Ohio State 40-yard line. We have only 44 seconds to play. Randall is the split in. He is wide to the left side. Hayden hands off this time to Alan Carter, who fights for yardage as he gets it down to the 36-yard line. Alan Carter picks up 4 yards. The tackle was made by Mike Scannell. Our thanks to our producer, Hal Ashby, for his assistance on the broadcast. Our old friend, Johnny Pollock, the NBC engineer. Our spotters today have been Bob Lloyd of USC and Jim Johnstone of Ohio State. Our statisticians, Herb Panama and Jay Berman. Gentlemen, you have all performed well. We thank you for your help. It's second and 6. USC. Hayden hands off this time down to the 30-yard line, down to about the 28-yard line. There is a fumble. 5 seconds. 4. They'll count down the clock as fans swarm out onto the field, and it's all over. That's the end of the game here in Pasadena with the final score of this Rose Bowl game. USC 42, Ohio State 17.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Ammonia.
Ammonia who?
Ammonia gonna tell you